What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian.
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Who are you, Blues fan? We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Presented by Scott Credit Union. Yours.
BlueNote fan report. Yeah. Big game. I mean, Sister JJ said it. It is a big game tonight, but I want to caution everybody. Okay? I want to caution everybody. First things first. That is a good effing hockey team over there. On the other side of the bench, that is a good effing hockey team. I think they've won like 8 in a row or something like that. They have a real good since their loss to the Blues, they have gone on a winning streak. This is a good team. We needed the game. We needed the Calgary game. We absolutely needed that. I think we ended up with the season series at 2-1. I know we shut them. I beat them twice at home. They may have beat us once in our building. I don't remember completely. But we are 1-1 with this team, right? So out of 6 points, we have a chance to get 3 or 4. And that's good when you look at that. But we can't end up with 2. We got to get points, but it's still a good team. And that's the thing that you need to remember. Yes, I don't know if I really want to talk about that. Right now, everything is speculation. Right? Everything is speculation. In fact, watching, I'm listening to this on Faulk. So I guess Faulk is out due to lower body injury or lower body maintenance. That's a big defenseman out. Now, back to what Shockey was talking about. Yesterday, the Philadelphia Flyers put Carter Hart on the non-injury list for personal reasons. And then a couple other teams put some guys on for personal reasons, and then a guy in playing in the Europe, he got put on personal reasons. Today, the London, Ontario Police Department said that they're going to bring these guys in for questioning or something. Or they've been told that when they have to turn themselves in. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of speculation. The fact that all these guys that this was happening to, and there's one guy that wasn't able to get a contract this season who could be among that group. There's a lot of unknown, and I got to be honest. The jokes about it, I don't get it. I don't like it. I honestly don't. Right? I've seen the one meme, and no, I'm not going to post it, where it said, about a trade with the players listed and the NHL saying future considerations, and then the London Police Department getting those guys. I didn't think that's funny. You got to understand, everybody, these gentlemen are accused of sexual assault, of some type of sexual assault. This is not a laughing, joking matter. I don't get how people think this is so freaking funny. I really don't. Think about what happened to me. Right? So I'm asking you, when it comes to this situation, take it seriously and no jokes. And Chris, I'm not saying that you were. I'm just saying that you mentioned it, and the reason that I didn't want to talk about it was because of that. We're open. Not sure what that means there, Dave. Charges if would-be career enders, depending on what the charges are, but there's a good chance that, you know, a couple of these guys, I mean, it's already ended at least 2 careers, right? There's at least 2 players that aren't playing in the NHL now, and then, you know, others have different contracts that they've signed. You know, the teams that signed them knew that this stuff was coming. It's possible. Jason Nichols, you were number 1. Anthony Stewart was number 2. Thank you. Tonight's game, I think you've got to look at tonight's game, and you want to see effort, you want to see strength, and you want to see these guys play strong in front of Hofer. Right? They could have started Hofer for Calgary and Bennington for this one. They didn't. I don't know why. It's coach's decision. Got it. No problem. Understand it. This is the game. Now, here's the thing. Calgary's also starting their backup goalie. Right? Anthony. Better beat them. They're a good team. Remember that. I don't think we win. I just want to see them play. Oh, excuse me. On a back-to-back. I agree. Darkness, I kind of agree there. Hey, E, how you doing? Thank you. I just want... See, last night something happened. Yesterday in something happened. And it was... I got to say, you know, in some ways it bothered me a little bit. When they went down 2-1 or 3-1, my phone blew up. This team is done. They're not coming back. They suck. They're horrible. Trade everybody. Guys, I didn't see that on the ice. Did you, when you looked at last night's game, at any time did you look at last night's game and go, wow, they're playing that bad? I didn't. They actually do pretty well. I don't have stats in front of me, but for the most part, they do pretty well, and I think they've done well this year. They'll probably bring it up on the TV. If I hear it, I'll let you know. Being a cheap ass that got belly, can't wait to watch tonight's game. Calgary game was amazing. It was the solid type of win. It was one of those where you can look back on in the season and say that's a milestone or that's a turning point. I talk about it all the time. There's always some point in the season that you can go back to and say that was the season right there. That was the change in the season. That was the thing to look at or to talk about. Uh-oh. I didn't expect this, but look who we got. It's the Lance Man. Hey, Lance Man.
Hey, Guy, how are you?
I'm doing okay. What you got for me, bud?
Just wanting to check in with you and get some thoughts on the Blues game and discuss that with you.
Every game is 60 minutes. That's right. Let's see here. Ollie got the third period on TV. I got the third period on TV. The Blues looked good to me, at least in the third. Didn't see the other two. The thing is, I mean, I got I was getting blasted.
Yep.
People are, yeah. So I was talking about what's going on up in Canada right now.
Yep.
And I've seen so much stuff that's trying to make jokes out of this.
Yeah,
and I just had to stop.
it's really sad, and I've seen people make jokes about the Quinville stuff too, and this is all serious stuff. If these young men did this, they should be punished. However, I will say this: there's people jumping to conclusions that they're all
Yeah.
guilty, and there's people jumping to conclusions that no, they must be innocent. Why don't we just wait and see what happens? And if they're
Yeah.
guilty, they should suffer everything by law that they can. If they're
Yeah.
innocent, they should be able to move on. And it's sad that people make judgments immediately. That's human nature. But let's wait and see. And like I said, if they're guilty, they deserve everything they get.
So last night's game, was there any point in last night's game where you felt like this team just wasn't playing?
Not really.
Yeah, see, me either. And a lot of
No.
when they went down 3-1, I heard a lot of, oh, they're done, we're not coming back, and all this stuff. The thing for me was I looked at last night's game, and I never felt like they weren't playing with them. Now they were getting outshot, but it wasn't like they were getting outshot from the outside. They were having a little trouble controlling the puck in the offensive zone, but they've had that trouble all year long. Now, Bannister did come back and say that he challenged them in the second intermission. You can read into that two different ways, right? You could read into that he saw that they weren't playing the way they should be, or he saw that they were playing decent but could play better, and that they had a chance to take it to the other team. And I'll tell you what, the turning point of that game was the shorthanded goal. It came late. It came late in the second, and it changed that game. They scored 2, you scored 2. The game had the same.
To me, the game had a very similar flow throughout the whole game. And what people need to realize is, the Blues could play a perfect game and still lose. That just happens. In Calgary, in my mind, I've watched them a lot, and that was one of their better games in the last 10, 15 games.
Aaron, I don't want to talk too much about this. I really don't.
No.
And I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit. Back in 2018, the junior team, the 2018-19 junior team was being celebrated for something. I forget. It was in Ontario, in London, Ontario.
They were having a banquet.
And say again?
They were having a banquet for the team.
A banquet for the team. And currently 4 to 5 members of that team, maybe 6, are being asked to turn themselves in to the London, Ontario police by, I think it's Saturday, and they're going to have a press conference on Monday.
Yeah, just real quick, I want to say one thing real quick. Why are these teams lying? Teams like the Flyers, Carter Hart is taking a leave of absence for personal reasons, and it's got nothing to do with that. It's family. Guys, just fess up and say they are taking a personal leave to handle these accusations out of Canada. That's all you got to say.
Because I have no problem with these. Well, first of all, the NHL Network said it was, and this is what got me yesterday, because watching the NHL Network, they compared it to Jake Allen getting a mental break for a couple of days.
Serious, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's where he was the first one. Today, a whole bunch of others, one in Europe, 2 for I think the Devils.
Yep, 2 for the Devils.
And then there's one other name out there that he's not playing for a team right now, but his name has been heavily mentioned, and it's been mentioned as a possible reason for him not getting a contract this year. And I'm not going to mention his name, and we'll see. We're going to know Monday. They're holding a press conference Monday. We're going to know Monday.
Yep.
Right? These gentlemen have been accused of possible sexual assault. That's all we know, and we're going to leave it at that.
Yep.
But please, I don't want any of the jokes. I don't want any of those memes being posted. Don't put it in my group, any of that, because I don't. Lance, you know what happened to me.
Yes, I do.
right? So that's why I have to take this hard line on that, right?
Thanks for the good comment, Sister JJ.
Thank you. We really do appreciate that, Sister JJ.
Yep. Thank you.
People, players included, are way too comfortable these days. Lying or bending the truth. Integrity nowadays is rare. Oh, that's yeah. I mean, it's a political thing, and I don't want to go there, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Right.
Tonight we've got Miller, Peterson, and Brosser, and they are the guys. They're the guys that are just going to come out and try and blow us apart. We just got to get in there and play hard tonight. And you've got to protect. You have to protect Hofer tonight, and you've got to limit shots on Hofer.
Yeah, and
right?
the first 5 minutes of this game is going to tell you a lot.
Yeah. When it comes down, and special teams tonight. Oh, I am so concerned about special teams tonight.
Yep.
Right? The Blues power play. We have moved up to 29th.
Woohoo!
29th, right?
Woo-hoo.
13.7%. That is the highest we've been. Actually, I think we didn't score a power play goal yesterday, so I think we were a little higher yesterday, but highest we've been in a while. The Canucks. Now we're at 13.7%. The Canucks are at 23.5%. That's ninth. 10% difference. Right? Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's a penalty kill. I got that wrong. No, I got that right. Okay. We're 13.7, 29th. They're 23.5, 9th. Penalty kill. Our penalty kill is not as bad as our numbers. We're at 78.5, which is 21st overall. On the road, we're 12th, 81.5%. We've been really good on the penalty kill on the road. They're evened up. They're 15%, 80.6%. They're 81.2 on the home. At home, 80 on the road. I mean, they're right there, right? We are the best team. We're the most disciplined team. We are first. We take the least amount of penalties of any team in the league. They're 16th. We got to stay out of the box and put them in the box.
Yep.
Right? What is this? Oh, Peterson. Sorry, I said somebody's name wrong. You know, that does bother me when people constantly correct me. It really does. I get it. You have every right to do it. I get it. But in some ways it bothers me. Right? You don't understand doing this. It's quick. And sometimes I make mistakes. It's like I'm not allowed to make a mistake. And that, in some ways, that bothers me. And I apologize if that comes out wrong. I really do.
Guy, look at how many announcers called Petrangelo.
Yeah, all the time, right?
All the time. So people make mistakes.
Right. We are first in the NHL in shorthanded goals, tied for first, I think, with 11 of them. Right? You know, it's, you know how many times I've been called Bent's son? How many times someone's called me that? McInnes. I mean, it's sometimes some words are hard. It depends on where you're from. Look at me saying Washington. I will never say that right.
Yeah, and a lot of times
say that right.
A lot of times, if you say McInnes, and I said it correctly, it sounds like McGinnis.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey Ryan, how you doing? So Martine, don't take me wrong, okay? Please don't take me wrong. I make mistakes. That's it. And sometimes it feels like the second I make a mistake, you guys want to pounce on me. And that's all. That's all. Especially like, who was the player? Krug. Oh my goodness. If I said his name wrong, I was getting toasted. My former co-host, he'd yell at me if I said the name wrong. Right? I mean, that sometimes that can feel really demeaning. All right? It can feel demeaning. Now, look, I know you're trying to be helpful, and I get it. And I appreciate it. But sometimes when you just put this, that feels like you're slamming me. Hey, guy, you messed up. It's this. You can make it to where it doesn't feel so shot to the heart. And you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Yeah, we're doing the shorty. I don't want to count on shorties though. It's on Bally. It's on Bally. It's not on TNT. I have it on now. That one we covered. I'm probably gonna lose somebody. Thank you, Ryan. Yes, you remember what used to happen. Is the eighth high percentage shot saved above most. I'm not sure where you.
He's saying that Bennington is when they considered high quality shots, he's eight percentage points ahead of most goalies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I get it, but there's ways to help where you're not. How something is said can overpower what was meant by how something was said. Right? And I think that's what I'm trying to get at. And I'll be honest, I deal with it at home. And when I get it on the show, it just hammers home when I get it home, something personal, and it just makes it worse for me. So if I make a mistake, just find a way to politely say it, and don't just type the name in there, and hey, guy, you made a mistake. Okay, sorry. But that's all I'm asking, right? And I apologize if it's coming off wrong. I really do. But the way I've been getting hammered lately by different people, it's taking a toll on. I'll tell you what, nobody needs the 13-day break more than I do. I have really thought about not stopping the show for a couple of games. I really have. With all the stuff that was going on and the way people have been reacting, some people have reacted to me and things that have been done and said, I've gotten to a point where it's almost not getting fun anymore. I call Krug Kairu sometimes. Yeah, I can see that. The Rat just tied the game with on his own with 2 goals. Well, I don't care about him. I haven't been here today. No, you haven't, Ryan, but you do it in a way. See, there's some people there are people that know me that do it in a way that's not, that I can understand. Like Bob, right? Bob Morton. Bob Morton will come on here, and I know, because Bob will send me stuff personally, say, hey, man, I'm just busting your balls. I mean, he will let me know that it's not aimed at me. And I know it's not personal, but unfortunately, I take it personally. And I apologize for that, but it's my makeup. And I haven't been able to change my makeup for a long time. I'm trying. Just don't always get there, right? I mean, it's probably why a lot of people don't watch me. And I get it. I understand. That's why I'm not talking about the numbers. That's why I'm really not talking about the numbers anymore. That's why I'm only sharing the show in like 2 or 3 groups. I'm not putting it in a bunch of groups. I put it in a couple of groups that I'm either an admin of, or I've been told, please put it in here, or, ones that require approval, because I want to make sure that they get used to it. Like one group ended up that requires approval, put me on auto approval. So I don't have to worry about it anymore. But that's kind of thing. So Martine, please don't take it the wrong way. If you need to send me a message, please do. I appreciate you.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, and I think anybody that watches a lot of hockey like I do, every night, guys, somebody in a broadcast announces a player's name wrong or says something wrong. We're all imperfect.
The guy that scored the goal for Calgary last night, the Russian guy, I could never pronounce his name. Right? No, it's okay, Martine, and I'm apologizing back to you too. Okay, it just, how, and this is something I'm learning. How many of you guys are Ted Lasso fans? Right? Have you seen Ted Lasso?
I've watched
Lance?
I watched an episode of it and just couldn't get into it.
Oh, you got to go back and you really got to try again. I appreciate that. There's in the third season, there's a player ends up going into the stands, and Roy Kent comes in and they're holding a press conference, and he starts talking. He starts talking about, and he says, no one here knows what's going on in anyone else's lives, right? And sometimes when you don't understand what's going on in somebody's life, something you say normally, like normally, Martine, maybe that doesn't bother me. But with things going on in my life right now, it bothered me. And I'm hoping I'm not coming off wrong, but because it bothered me, it flew out. I'll trace something that happened to me while I was in the service. Right? When I was in the service, we had this guy, and I can't remember his name. He was a sonarman, and he was of smaller stature, right? And we had this FC. I think he was an FC. I can't completely remember, but we called him Froggy, and Froggy was tall like me, right? And he made a joke, or he cracks the joke, just a simple joke about the guy's height, and the guy went off. He just lost it. Right? And Frog, look, man, I'm sorry, I just busted chops. I didn't mean anything by it. And it's, but we don't know what was going on in that guy, in the ST's, in the sonarman's life at that moment. That little thing, that thing that probably most times in his life he just blew off, he couldn't blow off. And that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I want to, when we get to Michael Edwards' comment, I want to address that because I know why that was done.
This one?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know why that is, Mike. He had a uncle or second cousin that played in the NHL in the early '80s, late '70s.
Mm-hmm.
That was a goalie, and he told people to pronounce it that way. Even though he said it was normally pronounced Petrangelo, he wanted his name pronounced Peter Angelo.
Trying to get there, Dave. Just dealing with the personal things. I apologize. I haven't read the article, but with his redemption attempt in an interview with all the shorthanded goal guys, he said amazingly that they could remember them like they had photographic memories. How they did it because it seemed like they scored shorties at will. The system that they're playing now in shorthanded kind of allows for them to take that chance and get in way of the puck. And you see Thomas do it a lot, right? You see Thomas do it a lot. And what happened yesterday was on the face-off that they thought they won. Steen stayed with it. Or not Steen. Shin stayed with it. And went through and ended up getting a puck that they thought was theirs, and they had backed off, and it just opened up the center of the ice, and there was nobody catching him. Then it's on him to put it away. I mean, Saad, look how many breakaways they had yesterday and didn't put them away. I mean, it's great that Saad got 2 goals, but he surely should have had 4. He had, 2 or 3 breakaways?
Had a couple.
Hey, Shaggy.
Oh no! Let's
no,
talk about
I haven't.
this.
Because, well, first of all, when it comes to that, trading, and I was looking at this. When I saw that, I was kind of looking at it. They were talking about us trading Bushnevich and Bennington to Carolina for, and I'll bring the names up in a second. Now, Carolina right now has $3 million of cap space. That's it. And actually, their projected cap space is 1.4. So they've got, moving around guys, right? But it was us taking Michael Bunting and
Lekanen
and Kotkaniemi.
Yeah, that's
right?
Kotkaniemi, yeah.
Well, Kotkaniemi is currently under contract till 29-30. for $4.8 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Buchnevich is making $5, I think. Bennington's making $6.
Yeah, it doesn't. It
And not
doesn't
only
work out.
that, and then Bunting is 28 for the next 2 years. That was a fan trade. These guys are playing bad, so we're going to trade them away for
because
guys that are playing good.
Ryan, that website NHL
Oh my God.
traderumors.com, they make up stuff. It's not based on anything
Oh, yeah.
they've heard. It's just that, whoa, what if they did this? So don't pay any attention to them.
If a fan brought it up in a blog, they will post it.
Yeah.
Right? If a fan, so there's no, I don't believe that there's any truth to that rumor, right? Because for the Blues to make that trade, oh my God, the stupidity in that trade.
Yeah. And I want to.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. When you get a second, I want to talk to Jason Nichols' comment you just lit up there.
Yeah, go ahead.
They have already talked to Buchnevich about signing him for a new contract. And from what I'm told, it's more than what the Blues want. He wants 7 to 7.5 for 4 to 5 years. And the Blues are willing to give him 5 to 5 for 3 years. So I don't think I would count on Buchnevich being back unless if he lowers his price back down, maybe. But right now, him and his agent, and I know this for
3 years though.
I know this for a fact. Oh, he's got 1 or 2 years left. I know this for a fact that his agent told Armstrong he wants 7 to 7.5, and the Blues just aren't going to do that.
Well, he's at 5'8" now.
Yeah, but he's 29 years old.
That will 28 be 29 next season.
Yeah. So
but yeah, I could see him. I could see him getting 6'5".
I don't think the Blues want to give him that much.
Maybe not for 4 years. I give him 6'5" for 3.
That's what I told the certain person. I said I think the Blues would probably be interested if the agent came back and told them, tell you what, we'll do 3 at 6 to 6.5. I think the Blues would do that. But 5 years, I don't see them giving him 5 years at any price.
But here's the thing: guys that don't have expiring contracts this year, I can't see them getting traded. Right? I really can't.
No.
And that's the thing. It's because it's because post-COVID economics are so different than pre-COVID economics, right? That extra $5 million that the cap is going up, you do not want to spend it now.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to spend that until you know for a fact that cap went up, because a lot of teams thought the cap was going to go up this year, 4.5 to 5 million, and they spent it. And when the cap only went up $1 million, that was money they didn't have. I'm telling you, they're not going to get burned by it twice.
No, they're not. Nope.
They're not. So they're not going to spend that money. Any trade that you make is going to be dollar in or dollar out.
Yep. Until they know for sure,
are going to have to work.
Yep. Until they know for sure what's going to happen with the cap next year. That's what's going to happen. I mean, the only way it might happen is if you trade some draft picks for a guy and that team takes on $2 million of a $4 million contract. That's the only way it might happen. But otherwise, it's going to be 2 guys that make $8 million total for a guy that makes $8 million total. That's the way it's going to be, dollar to dollar.
Right? Because 26 teams are within $1 million of the cap.
Yep.
Or over.
Yep.
Or at it. Some of them are over it with LTIR.
And there's a couple that are way under it too.
Yeah, but those teams aren't. Those teams are at the bottom of the league. Nobody that is like under the cap.
Yep.
Nobody that is way under the cap is a
contender.
Right. I'll let me double check here real quick.
I don't think anybody
that have the most cap room right now. There's one team that may be a playoff team that I think of. I can see maybe one. Right. So Blackhawks have 18 million under the cap. Predators have 18 million under the cap. They're probably the only team right there that I think could have some room. Sabres are 18 million. Ducks 17 million.
Yep.
Columbus Blue Jackets, 8 million. Coyotes, 5 million. There's a team that could take on somebody,
Yep.
right?
I
Red Wings,
I
5.4.
yeah, I think
Maybe.
if the Coyotes are still playing well and in a playoff spot or close to one, they're going to
Yeah.
make a move for a player or two.
Yeah.
I definitely think they will.
Right. Hurricanes have 3.1 of
Yep.
current cap space. But I actually think they have less because I think there's some what do you call it? Like bonuses and things that they're going to have to pay out. That's going to knock that down, right? So their projected cap space is only 1.4 million,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's because of bonuses and other things. So I'm sorry, man, I can't see it. I just can't see it. I mean, you look here. I think
While
the
you're
floor.
looking-
I think the salary floor is 65 million,
65 or 66, I think.
and the lowest is 75. Everybody's, because of the COVID economics, everybody is spending closer to the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is spending to the floor, right? And you've got, I think it's 15 teams on LTIR. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. I'm surprised we didn't put Kaepernick on LTIR. We just put him on IR. That gives us roster relief, but not cap relief. And we've only got 230,000 current cap space is listed at $500,000. Right? We can't even bring a player in.
Yeah, I think the only way the Blues are going to bring anybody really in this year is if they move on from Kapanen and Verona, which I could see that happening very easily, especially Kapanen. But getting to Aaron's question, that was the agent after talking to Buchnevich that discussed this with Armstrong. So this isn't just his agent going and making up numbers. So, and I will tell you this, Buch at his age could probably get 7 to 7.5 million from another team. I just don't, the Blues just don't want to give him that much.
Again, you don't have to do anything now.
No, you don't.
And that's the point. You don't have to do anything now. You have next season. And you know, I think he's got a modified no trade clause.
But you know what I like, and what I was told from the person that told me this, that knows the situation, the Blues are happy that they're at least talking, that, hey, that at least he looks like he does at least want to stay if he can get the number, and they're not waiting till the last minute. So at least I like the fact that his agent, I like the fact that his agent's proactive.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm with you. And I think that has a lot to do with it. And you know, I'm not sure who his agent is.
I don't know either. And
I think he has Vladdy's agent.
Yeah, the guy that told me
his old agent.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of his agent off the top of my head.
They are pounding already. To me when I watched the NFL playoffs, I watched Kansas City, and I kept watching and I kept thinking, Ben, don't break. Ben, don't break. And I think that's what you have to do with this game with a team like the Canucks, who is right now playing some of the best hockey around. You have to bend, but not break. They're going to come at you. You know that. If you go after them, you're going to break. You got to bend. You got to. When you're playing hockey, right, and you're taking a pass, how do you collect that pass? If you leave your stick, and this is the one thing that I think the Blues have a huge issue with right now. If you leave your stick hard on that ice, when the puck hits it, it's bouncing off it. You're breaking. The puck is not staying on your stick. If you accept it, pull your stick back to where that puck is getting cradled into it. You're bending. You're going to be able to hold on to that puck and then pass it away or shoot it away right away. That is one of the things that I think is a skill that the Blues need to work on is accepting the puck a lot more. Because if you watch it, it doesn't feel like they do, but you watch other teams, it's absolutely like they do. Or am I wrong there, Lance, or am I an idiot?
I think you're pretty spot on.
Yep.
I'm hoping that everybody that trashes Kyrou just watched him go into the boards to try to save the puck and keep it in the offensive zone against two Vancouver guys.
People wear Kyrou glasses, Kyrou colored glasses, and all they see is the negativity that he does. And I talked about it yesterday. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday with Krug. I watched Krug a couple of times make some really good plays, but all I heard about was the bad ones he made.
Yep. That's
all I heard about. All right. And with Kyrou, all you hear about is the bad ones. And to me, you know what happened? Why I think players make so many bad plays, because they're trying to make good ones. Right? Oh, nice save. Nice save. He needed that early. He needed bodies in front to make a big save early. He needed Hofer needed that. And I keep saying Husso. See, there's a mistake on me. Hi, Gina. Keep your stick on the ice, yep.
I remember that episode, John.
Which one of mine?
No, the Red Green Show.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Hello, Gina. David, he is a kid.
He's 20.
He is a kid.
Is he 24? 23?
I think he's 23 or 20. Yeah, I think he's 23.
He is 23.
Yep.
Right? The only reason I would trade Bennington, if you thought Zerzinko was ready to come in right now and for these guys to play 41 games apiece during a season, and I think he's a year away. I love him to death. But I don't think I think, another good one.
And I want to ask the people the question that want him traded and have Hofer take over and have two, like you said, have two guys playing equally. When was the last cup contending team that had two goalies under the age of 25? I can't think of any.
Yeah. Well, we had one.
Well, yeah, you can have one.
Well, I'm trying to think. How old was Allen at that point?
Oh, yeah, Allen was older than 25.
Okay. Well, Bennington was right at 25.
Benny was about 25 and a half, yeah.
That was his age 25 season.
Yeah, and Allen's a couple years older than Bennington.
Yeah.
A few years, actually.
Yeah. I heard someone say, if you're not mature by 25, you're not going to get there. Everyone says goalies don't start maturing till 25.
I will say this. A lot of times, if
they were saying it about Kyrou, by the way.
Well, there are guys that shine after 25. But what you won't see is a guy that's 32 years old and played 43 games in the National Hockey League, who all of a sudden gets full-time playing time is going to be a superstar. It very, 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 very rarely happens.
Yeah. Well, they're in a shooting gallery, and I was worried that they would be.
What does your clock say the minute that you're on?
15:32.
All right, I'm on 15:34.
They're at a stoppage right now.
Yep.
Well, they've only got 2 shots on goal, so I'll take that in the first almost 4.5 minutes. Thank you, Gina. Oh, 9 quick likes. I appreciate that, guys. Gina McMillan, William McLeod. Oh, William, thank you, bud. Ryan Green, John Hepner, Robert Murray, Aaron Coulter, David Acey, And Anthony Stewart. One more. I'm not sure. Let's see. Jason Nichols. William. I want to say something about William, but unless I have permission, I won't say it. No, there's William is a hero, and that's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have John send me up some beignets.
I am planning on going to the home opener next season.
Oh, cool.
Right? I am planning on that. I'm hoping that this retreat kind of works. Oh, nice pass. Oh, nice pass. Oh, now see, that right there is interference. He hadn't touched the puck and he gets hit. I thought you had to have the puck on your stick before they could hit you. Right? I don't know. Well, if the puck's just in the area, can they hit you?
It depends. If you're on open ice, no, they're not supposed to be able to hit you, and especially like if you're unprotected.
Well, that felt like it was an open ice thing there at the point.
Yeah, but
hi, Jason. Good to have you back, my friend. Oh, a little bit of a shooting gallery. This is what I was talking about. The bend don't break. This is the bending. But at some point you have to push back. You can bend, but at some point you got to push back, and they haven't pushed back yet. Do you feel the same way, Lance?
Yeah, they've got to realize that Vancouver is very, very good at cycling the puck in the offensive zone. They're very good.
Yeah.
And somebody posted something today that said they feel bad for all the other Canadian teams because Toronto's definitely the best team by far. And I'm like, what? They're like the 15th, 16th team in the league in points.
Yeah.
And I'll take Vancouver and Winnipeg over Toronto right now, the way that they're playing any day of the week.
Shit, I'll take the Oilers over anybody in the league.
I mean, it's
They're
crazy.
15-0. They're 15-0.
Yeah.
They've won 15 straight games. Nobody's playing hotter than them.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing they're missing is a goalie. The only thing they're missing is a goalie.
Yeah, and those are the two things that have and the two things that have stopped Edmonton and Toronto from making a Stanley Cup, and with these talented rosters, is having a top goalie and also having three good defensive pairings they can pull out there. That's what's stopping both of those teams.
Do you want to know how the only way I trade Bennington?
How's
the
that?
only way I trade Bennington is to the Oilers for RNH and another player and picks, or for Drysdale and picks. That's the only way I trade Bennington.
Well, here's the problem.
And the reason I say that, and I know on Ottawa's side, it's a complete, or not Ottawa, or the Oilers side, that's a complete overpay. But they're desperate for a cup.
Yeah, and
they're going to overpay. Here's
the other problem. Draisaitl is going to want a new contract negotiated, and he's already said he wants Nylander's money from Toronto. He wants 11 and a half.
He's got time, though, I think. Doesn't he have like 2 or 3 more years on his contract?
No, he's got like 1 or 2 more years left.
Draisaitl, 2 years. Yeah. He's at 8.5 now.
Yeah, and he said if the Oilers signed him now, he would want an extension. He would want $11.5 million a year.
Wow.
And just imagine, let's say he has 2 more good years and the cap goes way up. He's going to want $13 million a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think RNH. Oh, he's got RNH has got a full no move clause.
Yep. Thanks, Gina, for asking. I'm doing okay. Some days are better than others. A lot of the meds they have me on make me feel like crap and stuff, but I'm doing okay, and I appreciate you asking.
Lance is the only person that I will allow come on the show with no video. And that's because A, I know him, and B, I know his situation. We'll never let someone come on the show without video.
And I don't blame him.
Never.
Don't blame you.
Right.
Because at least you know who I am.
Yeah. Offsides. Hi, Gloria.
Thank you, Gina.
All right. Well, I mean, that's what I said. You got to bend, don't break. And here's the thing about a team like Vancouver. They make mistakes. Every team makes mistakes. You got to be ready to capitalize and pounce on the mistake. It's not easy, but the thing is don't overplay it. Don't overplay it. Understand that they're coming. Shots are 3-0. I'll take that. We're 7 minutes, almost 7 minutes into the game, right? 5, 6, 7, 7 minutes into the game, almost 8, and we've only given up 3 shots. Now we haven't taken one, but it's bend, don't break, right? Oh, Torp, there you go, Torp. There you go. See, this is bend, don't break. Oh, Krug, nice little drive there that went wide. That I'll take that. I'll take what they just did right there all day long. Right?
I'm going to
Hey,
go
he's
for a
lost
little
his
bit.
stick.
I'll try to be back on after the
Okay,
first
no
period.
problem.
Thanks,
Hope to see
guys,
you back,
again.
bud.
Talk to you later. Yep.
Yep, bye, bud.
Bye.
Yep, bye. Hi, Gloria. Just checking on things, trying to keep up, because you guys pound on me a lot. Dun, 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 dun. You guys, when they're playing bad, you let me know. I'm okay. We're almost 8 minutes in, 8 minutes and 20, almost 8 minutes and 20 seconds, 19 seconds in. I haven't taken a shot, but we've only allowed 3. That's good defense. That's good, solid team defense against a very solid offensive team. We'll make it 4 now. Oh, Torp, nice little. Oh, could have had a little more on that. Hi, Jeff. I don't think so, Jeff. I economics made it hard to make trades, and the problem is, now, who do you want to trade? That's what I want to know. Who do you want to trade? All right. And the guys that you want to trade, you think you're going to get guys back that are going to make us better? That's the question. I have a feeling I know who's going to get traded, and simple economics is why I think that. But guys that people want traded, I just don't see them getting traded. Right? Krug's not going anywhere. Kairu's not going anywhere. Bennington's not going anywhere. Faulk's not going anywhere. Letty's not going anywhere. Oh, good stick. Good stick. Right spot. Good stick. Oh, yeah, they are good. They are good. They have a very solid game plan. And it's hard to beat that game plan. That's why I say bend, don't break. Oh, my goodness. You guys want a Shagalicious tonight? Let's see if they want you, Shagalicious. Do you guys want a Shaggy? We got a Shaggy if you want them. Letty can go. I don't know why. I've liked Letty. We're going to be Midako for a long time with the squad. I disagree. Does he have a Scooby snack? Probably. Well, you're wanted, Scooby Delicious. He's not going to be all that happy anyways because the Rangers got beat bad last night. I think it was bad. I know they got beat by the Sharks. I think Letty's had a decent season. At least that's my opinion. I don't think that we're going to be as mediocre as you think with this squad. I really don't. Right? I think if you take off some of the glasses that you wear and start looking at the trees a little bit better, that's fair. That's fair. I just think that you're seeing a bunch that has time to mature, and especially with what's coming down the pike. Yeah, possible. Some of them might. I like what Bannister's doing, but I still don't believe that he's the right coach for these guys. I believe you need a coach that can relate to younger players better, and I believe you need a coach that understands the modern game. And unfortunately, I don't see that happening too often. I'm old too. Future is uncertain. Yeah, that's true. We're in a commercial right now. I gotta turn some air on them. Now, during the intermissions, I may have to take a quick break during both intermissions. Kind of see where the time frame is. I got some things that I have to do based on time, so. I think they got a shot on goal finally. Yeah, we did. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Man, I'm trying to figure things out. Shagalicious!
How we doing? How we doing, guy?
I'm doing good, man, and you?
I don't know.
Did you lose bad, or did you lose in overtime, or what? I know you lost to the Sharks.
They led that game. The first period was dominated by the Rangers. The second period, they added on. They were dominant during most of that game, and they just fell asleep in that third period. There's teams out there that just want to win more than the Rangers.
Right now, Jeff, you and only one other person's on Facebook. I'm trying to show as many comments as I can. I am.
No, this is just an absolute breakdown by the Rangers in that third period.
Yeah.
You're facing a young Sharks team. I mean, look at the teams that they have faced in the past games, and it's just been. I mean, you faced a young Sharks team, a young Senators. No, sorry, a young Ducks team.
Yeah.
And then before then, you had the Kings and Golden Knights, but a younger Kraken team, a younger Capitals.
Oh, that was close.
It's like
that was close. That was a nice little setup there. Perunovich just missed.
Just to figure out timing, what timing are you on right now?
7:05.
All right, so you're a little ahead of me.
Okay.
No, but I've been impressed with the Blues' grit. That's been something I saw, especially against the Rangers. I didn't come on after that game. I actually was available, but after the way that game went, I wasn't going to show my face.
Oh, yes! Woo! Bend, don't break. Bend, don't break. They said it, and they got it.
That is just ridiculous. I mean, that pass. We've brought that up a million times, just centering that puck.
Neighbors. I think it was Neighbors.
Yep, that was Neighbors.
Yeah.
At
the beginning of the show, perfect. Hey, Neighbors was right there. Neighbors right there. Oh yeah, beautiful goal. I said at the beginning of the show that the key to tonight's game was bend, don't break. Right?
Yeah.
Like a pass. Yeah. If you hold your stick firm on the ice and the puck hits it, it's going to bounce off.
Oh yeah. No,
you got to pull your stick back and accept that pass, so you take the momentum out. You bend, but you don't break.
Also, let's take it before he actually shot that. So Neighbor set himself up, and I forgot what that area is called. I think it's called like the shooter's lounge. The house, or the shooter. Yeah. I call it the shooter's lounge.
Yeah.
So basically, you center a puck right there. That's a high danger chance automatically.
Shaggy, you think the Blues have a chance for anything with this squad? Be honest. Don't tell Guy what he wants to hear. Shaggy's always honest with me.
So like this, I've brought this out already before. The top 6 for these Blues is an actual top 6. Okay, they will be active with any top 6 in the league. Okay, their top 6 of Perunovich, Thomas, Kyrou, Neighbors, Shen, and Saad could stick with any top 6. The problem is that I feel like there are too many inconsistencies with some of these players that have caused them to sort of slack off. If you take a prime Saad, a prime Shen, a prime Kyrou, Thomas, Buchnevich, and then pair him with a young Neighbors, that's lethal, okay? The problem is they haven't played to the level that they really could play. Being that that's true, yes, they could get in the playoffs. They could, with the way a lot of the teams are going now, they can make the playoffs. Could they go in a deep run? I think it's a first round out if they make the playoffs. But they have a goalie that's been a top 10, top 15 goalie this year. They have a top 6 that could be, when they're on, could be as good as any top 6. Their depth is a little weak, but you have gotten out of Tropchenko stuff. You've got out of the bottom 6 stuff. And you've been great on shorthanded, by the way, which is a very good advantage. You could only get better, and you could always build your power play and your penalty kill.
Yep.
That's something you could always get better at. And especially with the coaching change, I think that helped that a lot. And I think they could get into the playoffs. They're not going to go deep, though. I think that what this establishes.
I think with Bennington, you're a second round team.
Well, guess what, Guy? And tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that what this year confirmed is that you don't need to break down this team. You don't. You need to build. You need to continue with the direction that you're going in. Keep Thomas, Saad, Kyrou, whoever is there, and just build a better. I would almost feel like a better vibe to the.
Well, we've got some youth in the system. Snugard, Bolduc.
Snugger.
There's another one. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head. Dvorsky, who's still maybe 2 years away.
And then my favorite is Snuggeroo. My favorite is Snuggeroo.
Oh, Snuggeroo. Yeah, that's the first one I said.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite because he's a natural shooter.
Where am I ranked in my fantasy league? 7th.
Hey, Guy, you're ahead of me. I'm 9th.
I have a 32-team league.
Yeah. No, I have 12, but yeah.
Yeah, you're 9th out of 12. I'm 7th out of 32.
Yeah, I'd be like if I was in your league, I'd probably be at the 30th spot probably.
Yeah. So no, I know I'm here. Hold on a sec. So no one. Now I'm not having a good week this week. Well, it's still early, right? Believe it or not, it's still early. With the teams not playing as much, so I'm gonna struggle with that, and I'm playing a really good team tonight. But hold on. There we go. Okay. So So hopefully you can see the Shags.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I am 7th.
What's your? Let me see something here. What is your 426 in points?
My points percent, I'm like 586.
Not bad. You could go. You could really go higher.
585. I think I'm pretty much locked into this spot. I think I could get 5th, maybe. But if you look at points,
You having
know,
a play? You guys have
5th and
playoffs?
6th have 179, 178. I have 165. So
Okay,
I'd
but
have to have a
you guys
really,
have
really
playoffs?
good one on them.
You guys have a playoffs?
Yeah. Oh! Power play goal!
As I just mentioned, that's something you could always do.
Perunovich! Wow. Yeah, we do top 16. So
Top
right now I
16?
would face the number 10 team.
Oh, that's easy.
Actually, I think right now the number 10 team might be a pretty good team. Guy that had a lot of injuries early that's been catching up. Oh, what another pretty goal. Oh, what a pretty neighbors. Wow, what a pretty move.
Hey,
What a pretty move.
pretty
Blues
good.
are up 2-0 on a power play goal from Bushnevich, from Neighbors, and Thomas. Oh, Thomas, 2 assists. Thank you. I have Thomas on my fantasy team tonight.
I have Thomas and I have Binnington.
Yeah, I have Bennington, but he's not playing, so
No,
doesn't do me much good.
no, it does not. Thomas is raking it in for me tonight.
Yeah, I've caught up. I've tied assists, so
And I traded for Austin Matthews, who got the lone goal tonight.
yeah. Wow, man. I don't know how you got Matthews.
So actually,
Power play. It was a power play goal, David.
If I would actually let me tell you this trade so you can understand what happened. It's probably a little lopsided, but basically, I traded Draisaitl, Keller, Marchand, Fiala, and Shesterkin for Matthews, Tarasenko, Harley, Backlund, and Binnington.
Actually, that's not as lopsided as you think.
No, it's not, but it's also the fact that I got a goalie who's hotter right now. Harley's been one of the better defensemen on offense. Backlund is doing pretty well. Tarasenko is gonna only do well, and he might get traded to a better team. And
it all depends on how your playoffs are set up.
Correct. So I'm right now out of the playoffs. I'm just trying to set up my team that if I make it in the playoffs, I'm a scary team.
Yeah. That trade would never go in my league.
No, so in my league that'll go. That'll go in my league.
We get to trade something that you don't get to trade.
What do you get? Oh, draft picks.
Draft picks.
No. You could trade draft picks by us. You could trade draft picks by us.
Are you a keeper league?
Yeah. No, it's not
okay.
keeper. We redraft every year, but you could trade your draft pick next year.
Oh no, ours is a keeper league.
No, so I would love to do a keeper league personally because I feel like it allows me to sort of never give up on my team. Because like when your team's out of the playoffs, you could still build for next year.
Well, if we might have a couple openings, I don't know what teams though. At the end of the season, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you can let me know.
It's $50 a season. You get 3 draft picks each season, first, second, third round. Unfortunately, the teams at the bottom don't have all traded their draft picks away. They don't have a lot of.
The thing is, I personally don't know if like a 32 team league is something I ever experienced. So I don't know if I would actually go into it because I would have to first like do my research on, technique.
Biggest problem with my league is goalies. There's not enough to go around, and some guys have hoarded them.
Well,
we don't have a rule.
If you could pick up right now, if you could pick up a goalie right now, I almost feel like you have to look at anybody in the Hurricane system.
A goalie right now in my league would cost you 1 to 2 first round picks plus a top end player. Any goalie, including a backup. Like some guy had a 5th string goalie, wanted a first round overall pick.
Mm-hmm. I've loved. I mentioned this before, but I'd want to expound on the fact that the Blues have just been gritty. I think that whatever they have changed on this team, it's not necessarily been about you know being flashy or trying to be the Blues that they used to be. It's about being gritty and being competitive.
Well, here's the thing: if you ask most Blues fans, that's the exact opposite of what they would tell you.
Well, I've been watching a lot.
Oh, Walker, nice move.
I've been watching a lot of their games.
Yeah.
They're still gritty. That doesn't mean the score shows it.
Yeah.
You have to look at the forecheck. You have to watch the game. I feel like sometimes people look at the surface. You have to watch. You could lose a game 3-2 and still get a positivity out of it by.
Oh, I know. I talk about. I get pasted anytime I say there's good wins and there's bad wins and there's good losses and there's bad losses.
So right.
And our GM came out and said that. One of the reasons he got rid of the coach was because of some of the bad wins.
Well, it's not just that. It's there are times when there's a loss that you take a lesson maybe in the negative way. Meaning you could say to yourself, "Hey, look, our power play sucks. What are we doing?" And then
a couple of these losses lately, everyone was pounding. I mean, on these East teams when we lost these home games, I looked at him and I kept going, man, we were in this game until late. We were consistently in this game, or we got beat by a fluke goal or something like that. Right?
It's been interesting.
It's too many to me, Shags. Too many Blues fans see the forest and not the trees. They see the overall and they don't understand all the things that go into it.
Well,
and I'll tell you right now.
That's because they want to win. I could hear where they're coming from because they want to win. Because when they don't see winning, they don't see positivity. The Blues have been they haven't.
Good
the Blues
point.
At the beginning.
Good point,
That's the thing is that's not necessarily true. The Blues were always a gritty team, but when you looked at when they were playing so bad last year and so bad at the beginning of this year, I mean, the grittiness was weak. Yeah. They were getting out physical in games. They were getting pushed around a little bit. You can't have
that's the end of the first. What a first. If the score was still 0-0 or 1-0 the other way, I'd have been happy with this period.
Nope, they kept it.
I've been absolutely happy with this period.
See, I don't get the advanced stats, but I'd love to see the two stats, the high danger chances and the XOG for that the XG, sorry, for that period. They produce so many chances. That's a real positivity.
Well, the thing is the thing the Blues did in this game, and a lot of people may not like this. You're playing the top team in the West, right? You're playing a very physical offensive team. If you try and take your game to them early, they're going to beat you. What the Blues did, they kind of let Vancouver take their game to the Blues, but they bent. They didn't break. They held on. Vancouver is averaging, I think Vancouver's averaging in the high 30s in shots. Let me double check it. Right? Make sure I'm pretty sure, like, I know they're a high shot team, right? So they're averaging 28 shots a game. So 10 shots, almost 10 shots a period, and we limited them to 8. Right? They're averaging in the first period. This is a team that has scored 62 goals in the first period. We didn't give up any. They've only allowed 35. We scored 2. We kept the shots to the outside. We didn't give them great looks, and we didn't give them a lot of shots. And then as we bent, they pushed more, and when they pushed, they made openings. When they made openings, we got the first goal with Neighbors, and then we get on the power play, and then Neighbors' great little move inside, Buchnevich down low, and there you go, a puck across the crease, it's in the back of the net. That's the type of play that you need to do against teams, and a lot of people don't see that. But that's what you're seeing tonight. It's the type of play that will win.
Well, it's also the simple play. Not, there are many times that you're in that position when you're in that corner and you send that pass, and you try to look to send it right back around the boards where he was positioned. He looked for that middle guy and he found someone there for a positive shot, and Neighbors just absolutely just demolished that shot. And it's just been positive and positive and positive. And that's the main thing, that if you go ahead and you're in games, you're giving leads, you're taking leads, you have Binnington and you have Hofer just playing, solid goalie, and you're playing your defense, then you're gonna be in games. You're gonna have players saying, "Hey, we'd love to join the Blues." Hey, these Blues are really scary.
I got to do something real quick. You answer comments. You talk until I get back. I'll be back
No
in
problem.
about 5 minutes.
I got it. No problem. I see someone mentioned, Jason Nichols mentioned, do the Blues look like a new team? I can't say they look like a new team, but there's definitely a new positivity. They have more of a drive. It seems like they also, as well, I think the person who has taken probably the most out of this was Binnington. I think Binnington did not like whatever is going on in that locker room, and maybe possibly they solved that. He's been quite good, and they've been passing well. When I meant gritty, and I know E mentioned he's talking about the last 20 to 30 years, but when I meant gritty is I meant that in comparison to what they were slacking off on, the positivity and the grittiness that they came to their team now. We're not just talking about on the ice, we're talking about the fact of their attitude towards the game. Kyrou, I would love to see, just like I know Jason was mentioning that he coughed one up late, but again, Kyrou has been slowly but doing these things, but I think that's not a player you should be worrying about. So, that's what happens. I think the most amazing player that you have come out this year was Neighbors. Neighbors has shown you that he could be a solid top 6 player, especially with guys like Thomas and Shen. I have a little bit been not happy. I mean, I know Shen did well of recent, but Shen really could have done so much more. The power play is what Bannister and Odd have asked for. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Teams that may not necessarily be better on the 5-on-5 have to do better on the power play. You have to. That's something you got to work on. I feel like it's about technique. It's not just necessarily about talent. It's about how do you pass? How do you shoot? Are you taking the correct shots? Are you setting up that one-timer? Are you just sending that puck to the net and making sure you get the rebounds? Know your goalie. Is he not great at rebounds? No, I think part of power play is watching, what does this team do on penalty kills? How could are they trying to be man-on-man puck, hoarders, trying to just be on top of you? Are they just trying to play zone and just follow you around and just not allow you to spread them out? You have to watch that, and that's part of power play. That's part of the thing that we don't see. We're just not on that level. We're not players. We can't see that. Where's the Rangers going to finish up in April? I don't know. It depends which Rangers team actually shows up. It depends really. At this point, I'm not really sure what the problem is. Every game I've seen, is it their defense? Is it just is it Shesterkin? Is it, it's been both. It's been a combination of everything.
Sorry about that, Shagalicious.
No problem. We were discussing number one. How in general, having that power play when you have a team that not necessarily won't be better 5-on-5 is so needed, and that you have to, part of power play is coaching, being able to understand what to do against their team's penalty kill. How does that goalie react to certain things? Then we were also discussing the fact that Shen has been slacking off a little bit. Blues Rangers Cup, you know what? If it was Blues Rangers Cup, Guy and I would have the greatest time ever.
Oh, yeah.
I would have no hate against the Blues, in fact, because it would just be Rangers in 4. But
that's what you think. That's what you think.
But yeah, let's get, you know what, Guy, between me and you, if the Blues make it to the Cup and the Rangers make it to the Cup, I think that as much as we'll scream at each other who wins, I think both of us will just be happy we made it to the cup. I think.
No, I think you guys are a cup or bust team. We would be just happy.
Okay, guy, I don't think it's cup or bust. I think it's cup or stress. Right. If you know what I mean. It's not bust because you have a core. It's the fact that if you don't make the cup this year, you really have to figure out, is some of the players you have signed to long contracts actually not players that you're going to build? Like a guy like Zibanejad, if that's not your style play and he doesn't match in, and you just gave him a contract. Yeah.
Well, I want to address this, right? Because I want to address the word turnovers. I have a feel what the general fan feels is a turnover in a lot of cases isn't a turnover. Now, do I agree that Shin has not played well? Yes. Do I point to turnovers? No. Because what you're calling, a lot of times when these guys are losing, Kyrou, for example, I have heard so much shit about Kyrou and him turning over the puck or not being hard on the puck and all this other stuff. And I said, and I put this in a group and I got toasted for it. Most of his turnovers, he's double team or triple team, or he's in the zone and there's nobody with him. There's nothing for him to do. Right? What I think most fans call turnovers aren't in actuality a turnover. To me, a full-on turnover, you have the puck, you're skating up ice, you make a pass and it goes to the other team. That's a turnover.
Well, 1 second, guy. The thing is that I believe that even if a player's double or triple team and there's a turnover, there's something else that is important and I don't think you mentioned this, so tell me if I'm wrong, if I missed it. But there's also IQ and sight. You have to also see what the other team's going to do. And if Shen is not noticing when teams want to double team him and things like that, that could be also a problem in him either not being attentive enough during games, or it could be if he's maybe slacked off a little bit on being able to recognize play of other teams. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what that, has been. I don't know if it's about specifically Shen or if it's just the style of play is not for him. But I believe he has put himself in bad position.
Shen is having a hard time dealing with being the captain.
Right.
Instead of just playing hockey.
Right. And you know what? I think he's trying to do too much. And the turnovers are just him trying to do too much.
I think some of it is.
You can't look. I think you're right that maybe you can't blame all turnovers on them, but nobody's going to go ahead when you look at your stats and you see you had 4 turnovers in a game. No one's going to go ahead and say that at least 2 or 3 of them were 100% not yours. They were yours.
Well, actually, see, if you look at the stat sheet, right? I had one guy tell me once that Kyrou had 5 turnovers in the first 6 times he touched the puck. 5 turnovers. Okay? According to the NHL stats, that game, Kyrou had 1 giveaway. 1. So that's my point. What you're calling a turnover isn't necessarily a turnover. Right? Just because the player loses the puck doesn't necessarily a 50-50 battle where a player loses the puck. Come on. Right? And let's go for example, right? Think about this. Go back to the game that Berube.
By the way, can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
Do you know who has the most giveaways
today
in hockey right now? This 12. Yeah, so far in 31 games. In 47 games.
Oh, I don't know. You got to give me a team.
Okay, Lightning.
Kucherov.
Yep. And you're going to tell me that Kucherov is not playing well?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. If you just want to simply lay that down. Now, I think Shen isn't playing well, and I don't think it's necessarily the turnovers, okay? I think Shen has just not meshed. Shen has tried to do too much.
Hold on. Look at the top... Jason, that right there is listed as a giveaway, and that's what I was talking about. That is a giveaway. That is a turnover. When a player loses a 50-50 puck, I don't consider that a turnover. When a player is all alone, double team or triple team, and the only thing you can do is fire the puck down or fire it away, that's not a turnover to me. If
Well,
there's no
also-
support, that's where I was getting at.
Well, that's where I think there has to be a different stat for 50-50 pucks that you lost. If it was on the boards, let's say you lost a puck on the boards and it was a 50-50 puck,
Yeah.
there has to be a way to either call it like loss of puck board or something like that. You know, something like that where it's not considered a turnover. But this is what the NHL considers a turnover. And so it's only a small amount of percentage that's going to be considered that way.
Because
by the way,
a lot of times, hold on.
Have you looked at the out of town scoreboard?
No, not yet.
Just for a second, look at the Avalanche score and who scored.
Here we go. Out of town scoreboard real quick. Panthers beat the Coyotes 6-2. That's good for us. In OT, the Maple Leafs clipped the Jets. What's his name? Matthews got his league leading goal, right? He's leading the league in goals.
Yeah,
I think. Carolina 3-2 over the Bruins. That's the final. Avalanche 4-0 over the Caps with 10:44 to go. Kraken are up 2-1
You missed the
on the
story in that
Blackhawks.
one. Guy, you missed the story in that one.
What's the story in that one?
McKinnon has a hat trick in the second period with 10 minutes left.
Oh, wow. I hate McKinnon, though. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of McKinnon at all.
You would hate the guy who scored before him, though, more. So it's okay.
Who scored before him?
Makar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Here we go. D-zone turnovers. Okay, according to this, the Blues had 9 D-zone turnovers. I don't know if I saw that. I don't know if I feel that. Because when you look at the stats, the giveaways, right? Blues giveaways. They had a grand total of 1. So some of these times when you're counting turnovers, not necessarily a turnover. And that's what I think. That's what my issues are. Right? So
that's part of, but I think like turnovers are something that is part of the ones that are legit your fault. I think it's like you have to be able to see what's going on in front of you. And if you see that there's a chance that you could turn over the puck, you got to send that puck in. So, yeah. Jason,
but if you send it in and the other team gets it, it's the same as a turnover. And people look at that and go, oh, he turned the puck over, not seeing that was the only play. Well, you know what? The NHL does not have a turnover stat. We just talked about that. See, someone doesn't like McKinnon as much as I don't like him.
They're very, very welcome to do that.
And apparently I'm blinded by the haze of the Blues. Actually, I don't think I am. My eye test says Sheen isn't playing well this year. I agree with that. I don't think he's playing well either. But again, I just I need a favor from you all. Walk to your window, open it, and scream, no prevent defense. We haven't seen that from this coach. We have not seen that from this coach. Let's hope the team doesn't revert into that. He's a heart winner. Oh, yeah, he is. I love to have Mac on our team. You know, I have not heard good things about him in the locker room. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you guys, when somebody's bad in the locker room, you jump all over him. I've not heard good things about McKinnon in the locker room. I don't even think he's the captain on that team. Doesn't that tell you something?
By the way, 1 second.
Yeah.
So that's in giveaways. You know, Kucherov leads, but John Carlson on the Capitals leads in defensive zone giveaways. So that's bad.
Who was the goalie on the Caps?
It's Kemper or Lindgren.
I'm wondering if they've been pulled.
Well, if it's Kemper and it was pulled for Lindgren, That
It's
must
lingering.
be Lingren got pulled.
No, it's lingering still. He's still in. And
Yeah,
he's
I
14.
I just
He's 14 for 18.
I just took Hill off my IR and dropped Lindgren, so I think I'm very happy with that move.
Yeah. Right.
See, the thing is
Oh,
that
he had a natural hat trick in the second period. Wow.
I think last year Kachuk had 107 turnovers.
Who did? Brady Kachuk or Matt Kachuk?
Matthew.
Yeah.
Like, you could give away the puck. I don't think that that's the main problem. I think the problem is when you are giving away that puck in the most vital moments or on like power plays. I think it's hard to see when those turnovers happened. Did you have momentum and you lost it because you turned over the puck? Did that turnover lead to a goal? Guy, I wish they could figure out how many times a guy turned over the puck that led to a goal.
Yeah.
Like, what's Schen's plus minus?
He's minus 12 or 13, I think.
Let's just take the last.
He's got the worst plus minus on the team.
Let me see
Schenn
something.
is
plus
minus 15.
Let me see this.
Puck drop
minus last 15 games. So he has a -4 in his last 15 games. So in his last 15 games, Schenn has 3 goals. Okay, he's got 3 goals. He's got 4 assists, which is this is bad. This is just not. He has no power play goals. He has 3 power play assists.
Schenn hasn't had a good.
Where's his shooting?
We haven't. Here's the thing. We're 3 games above 500 or whatever our point percentage, 530, 540, whatever it is, right? And we haven't, and we're so far down. The majority right now, if the playoffs started today, 9 teams that were 500 or above and 2 that were 550 or above would miss the playoffs.
So I'll tell you something very interesting about Schenn. I just noticed this, okay? There are 2 games in his last 15 games in which he shot more than 4 shots. Both of those games, he got a goal.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that he has the Panarin problem. And that is Panarin was trying to pass so much because he wanted to be the conductor, while Schenn should just be shooting. In his 2 games in which he shot, he scored. He's got to go back to that. I think that's the answer for Schenn.
Yeah, shoot the puck.
Shoot the puck.
Well, I think that's been an issue all the way around that a lot of people have said that they pass more than they should shoot. They pass up shots to pass. They don't take shots and pass when they should shoot, and when they should pass, they shoot. So been a few of those.
That's a lack in a leader. That's why that's why I've always been disappointed why there are teams that have had guys that are amazing point guards, let's say like Barzell, and their teams cannot score because either you don't have the right shooters or you have people who don't shoot in the right times.
Shots ended up being 7 apiece for that first period. They took one away from somebody. I think us. I think it was 8-7 us, and they took one away.
Like, shooting the puck is something that people don't realize, is that you're trying to get the goalie to move, but sometimes, you know what? You're not scoring without shooting that puck.
Yeah.
So, you see a player frustrated in maybe that he's not scoring enough. Just shoot. You know what I mean? part of the thing that, exactly. Once you start shooting, when you fake, so there's another thing. I call it the play action. When you have a football team that can't run the ball, the play action means nothing, because what are you play actioning? No one thinks you're going to run the ball. But if you go ahead and have a good run game, then people are actually worried you're going to actually run the ball.
Yep.
So if you
I
are
agree.
not shooting the puck when you fake a shot, no one thinks you're shooting it. You're not a shooter. They're just going to watch the lanes for you to pass.
I have been defending Kyrou left, right, and center, and people can't understand why. Because he's third in the team in points in most categories, right? I think he's second or third. He's third in points.
Well, because
second in assists and third in goals.
Well, it's also because Kyrou has been consistently being active, whether he scores or not. And I think Shen has not. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah, Jason, you are correct there. You are correct with that one, bud.
Exactly. No,
nice
Jason.
That is
100%. But we could sit there and go through everything in hockey. If you have a team that on power plays are just setting up for a one-timer, they're just going to defend the one-timer. That's part of the problem that the Rangers had with Zibanejad, is that you kept giving the Panarin the puck on the right side, passed it to the left for his one-timer. I don't care if you're Ovechkin, okay? Ovechkin could sit there on that left side. If you go ahead and on that word,
I don't think he scored yet. No, he hasn't scored. At least.
Talking about Braden Chen.
Yeah.
What time are you up to?
I'm at 16:12.
Okay.
Oh, he did.
Yep.
Wow.
No, don't do the horn. Don't do the horn. Don't do the horn.
Somebody's ahead of me.
Don't do the horn. Don't do the horn.
Why?
Because it's not counting.
Huh?
It's not going to count.
Is it coming back?
It's going to come back. Yeah, that's going to come back.
Oh! Oh, my goodness.
That's a bad mistake. I'm sorry. That's a bad mistake right there. Neighbors just uncalled for.
Oh, wow. That's a bad call. I might have to. Where are you at in the game? I'm at 16:05. Is that where you're at?
No, I'm ahead of you. I'm gonna actually. You know what I'm gonna do?
I'm watching Bally. That's the only thing I can watch. That's the only feed is Bally Sports. I have to watch it through ESPN.
So I'm watching it also through ESPN on streaming.
Sometimes it bogs down and I get behind and I don't know I'm behind.
Right. So that's why I didn't tell you that they scored.
So I'm at 15:45 now.
So the most impressive part over here we haven't discussed is Hofer.
No, Hofer's playing out his numbers, but he's getting better.
Right. And I also believe that although we don't discuss Binnington getting traded, we're not discussing that, okay?
Yeah.
But we are discussing the fact that whatever happens with Binnington, if he is no longer on this team at some point, I think you're quite fine with having Hofer.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
I mean, he has shown you this year to be a very good backup.
Yeah, again, very good backup. He has not shown me he can take the starter's reins.
Oh, 100%, but you do have a lot of young goalies out there in your system.
Yeah. Well, there are, but I don't think we have the backup yet. I think Hofer's 2 years away from being a starter. And at that point, Bennington's near the last year next to last year of his contract. At that point, then you can look at different things.
Yep.
Right?
But that's why
I refreshed. I'm at 15, 16, 111 in the power play.
Same as me. I mentioned to you, I texted that on the chat before that The only way you're trading Binnington this year is if someone offers you just a ridiculous deal for him.
Yeah.
You're not trading him unless, look, they put themselves in a position to make the
They
playoffs.
would have to overpay. They
No,
would
no,
have
I'm
to
talking about-
heavily
I'm talking about-
overpay.
I'm talking about the Hurricanes say to you, you know, hey, we're giving you our number one prospect. You know, we're going to give you, together with that, we'll give you Ronta for this year. Together with that, we'll give you, 2-3 starters and a draft pick. And at that point, you might think about it because you're getting their number one. I don't even know who their number one prospect is, but you're not getting less than that.
There you go. Do you think Bennington's a great puck handler?
I don't judge goalies by that. I don't think
he's one of the better puck handlers
I'll
in the
tell you
league.
something. I believe all goalies stink at puck handling. I think that they all try to do too much with it. They all want to, whatever. It's just not. I try not to look at
well, we're back to full strength. Saad got held there, and they don't call that. That penalty, though.
Guy, do not even start me on the refs, okay?
Yeah. They've been bad this season.
It's not just this season. It's not about which season. It's about the fact that they haven't defined calls. And they also, I believe, should be able to review a call. If they make a call for slashing.
They need that fifth referee up above that can, during stoppages.
I don't know if it's, one second. I don't know if it's about that. I do believe that'll help. I don't know if that's what it's about. I think it's really about the refs themselves having a better system.
It looks like we're getting a 4-minute penalty. But it looks like they're going to review it. I didn't see what happened.
No, they have to check. They have to check if that was. But this is what you're
bleeding all over the ice. That could be a major, though.
That's a 5-minute.
Could be.
I think that's the thing. So guy, in general, when it comes to refereeing, so I believe that the way referees have to look at the game in general has to be on a way of, if I call that there is a slashing, I need to look at the film and confirm that it's a slashing. And it doesn't.
Well, that's what that fifth referee is for.
Right,
that's what that fifth referee is for.
But again, you're talking about a league that doesn't want to spend money on the league. So if you're not spending it on that, then
16 guys. That's all you need.
Again,
16 guys. 16 extra guys.
Guy, when's the last time we saw the NHL actually make change?
I mean, they don't do it
right. So
strong, but it's at some point, it's going to happen. And it doesn't get talked about. I don't think it's been brought up enough, but they need. I don't have a problem with some of the stuff that's going to Toronto, but Toronto gets shit wrong all the time.
No, that's 100.
I would rather see a guy in the arena, with his monitors and that, and when there's a bullshit call it down and say, don't know about that one, guys.
See,
right?
But that's where I think that should be in any sport like that. It's not just that. There's been so many problems in football. There's so many problems in baseball that's how.
Well, you got to be careful with judgment calls, though, and.
Well, there's also, you have to know the game, because let's say I'm in a game in which the physicality has gone too far, and I want to call a tripping, even though it could be.
Well, it looks like they did call a double minor there. Yep, high sticking double minor. So here we go. 2 power play chances. We've gotten 1 power play goal.
Guy, you think Blaze okay?
What?
You think Blaze okay?
Hope so. Hope so. There was another one. There was another high stick, but it was on I don't know if you call that a shot.
That's not a high stick. That's not a high stick right there.
Oh, Bushnevich all alone.
This power play looks wild. You got to control this one.
It's because everybody is aggressive on our power play because our power play hasn't been so good. They've gotten aggressive on it. And that's the thing, because it hasn't been good. When you don't have a good power play, they get aggressive. Oh, there's a shot on goal. And you see it. You see Vancouver doing it every time. Whoever's got the puck, they're getting aggressive, and they'll keep getting aggressive until they can't be aggressive, and the Blues make them pay for it. Right
Okay,
now, see that aggressiveness paid off for them.
Yeah, but Bennington being that far out of the goal.
Oh, on a what do you call it? PK, yeah, all the time. Oh, that was bad. The one thing that Bennington doesn't do enough of is on power penalty kills. I'd love to see him pass that puck and help get it up into, get the play started right back going the other way. Oh, there's another shot. Strong shot. Oh, that was just a missed opportunity there. Big missed opportunity there. Well, missed the first one. See if we can get the second one. See, Bennington holds on to that past that. Well, unless they're doing a change, that's the only reason. If they're not doing a change, he's got to pass that puck and get it up into the play.
Move. Nobody's moving.
Oh, good little move. Perunovich just got it tipped. Yeah, that is
Nobody's
one thing.
moving.
They're not moving enough. Yeah.
Everyone's sitting around waiting for the pass.
Yeah.
One thing is I don't like Perunovich on that second power play.
Hey, he's on the. He's been on the top power play.
What are you doing?
He's still young. I mean, he's probably going to end up being a UFA.
Yeah.
Okay, if he doesn't play in the next 30-something games, 31 games, he'll be a type 6 UFA. He won't have enough games for us to keep him as a RFA.
But I don't like
full strength.
I don't like these setups. They're so not clean.
Oh, nice little keep in. I thought that might have been a high stick, but I guess it wasn't. One shot on the double minor. That's not good.
Yeah, that was a terrible. I have to say that was not a good power play.
Yeah. There's an icing. Blues have one shot in this period so far, and it was on that power play. They're back to that bend, don't break. So let me ask you this, Jeff. This is the one thing that when something like that, don't you give any credit to the other team for how well they played against them? I mean, you make, every time you say that, you make it as if the other team is a bunch of bums who can't play and didn't do, they made all these mistakes that we just couldn't capitalize on, and it's on us. They played that penalty kill perfectly. That give some credit to the other team. That's what I have. That's where with a lot of comments where I have issues with. right? We'll credit our penalty kill. Oh my God, what a great kill. Our power play was crappy. The other team just let it go. That's what I'm talking about.
So, Jeff, that was the problem. You're not really see. The problem is they didn't even set up a one-timer.
We don't have a one-timer. We don't have a one-timer guy. The only one-timer guy we got is possibly Kairu, and he's not that great at it. Yeah. I'll admit that. That was the one thing that we lost when we lost Perron. Well, when Perron left, right? Because when it says when you say we lost him, it sounds like we didn't. Perron left. He didn't want to resign, contrary to popular belief. Well, Jeff, if you constantly, for me, right? If you constantly berate your team and say and don't give credit to the other team, it's Jeff. You're.
What do you mean? That's the hello, Jeff. The first line any coach says after a loss or after another team made a nice play is they're a good team. They played well, and we could have done better. That's what it is.
Perron's not coming back. I don't think ORR's coming back, but Tank could. Tank is the one that I think could come back by the deadline. That's the one that I do think could happen.
I think it really depends where you are at the deadline. I mean, with Tank being one and done, with just 1 year left on just a 1 year contract, I think you'd be very interested in coming back. I just don't know if I don't know if that's what the Blues want.
I don't know. I think that type of scorer, and he, I don't know. To me, if the opportunity was there, all right. I don't know. I see some things differently, and I guess that's my problem. I see things. I give credit to the other team for their play.
There's nothing wrong with that in my eyes.
Well, unfortunately, that's like the thing with the turnovers. It's a turnover when they constantly say the Blues turn it over, the Blues turn it over. You're not giving credit to the other team for what they're doing. All right, you're saying that your team is always making a mistake. And if you consistently think that your team always makes a mistake and they have to be good, it's almost, I thought about doing a TikTok. You know those ones, I'm from so-and-so, of course, da-da-da-da. I'm from so-and-so, of course, da-da-da. I thought about doing one that says, I'm a Blues fan. Of course, I expect my team to go 82-0-0 with a 0.0 goals against average and 1,000 save percentage.
Well, that's how, well, it happens to be, that's how most fans like to react to things. That's how most fans like to react to anything. So I don't know if it's specifically a Blues fan.
1,000 corpses at your house. I don't get that one. But thank you for stopping by, Bolshadamas. Canucks have been great on the PK all year. Exactly. Absolutely they have. And I talked about that pregame. What about Tank's wife? I don't think that's got, she might, now that I will call a bad turnover. Not getting the puck out there, keeping it in the zone, that I will call a bad turnover. I didn't see who did it, but right now they're living in Florida. His family's in Florida, and I think that's going to have a big say on where he wants to go, but neither Tampa Bay or Florida can afford him. They don't have any cap room, even with the cap opening up next year. He bet on himself this season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're all sick. Sorry, bud. Sorry, my friend. I guess kids it said Horton household instead of Morton, or it said Norton. So that's what kind of got me confused. Blues have one shot this period so far. That's not good, but again, a lot they're bending and not breaking, and right now, the Canucks aren't making a lot of mistakes, and the one mistake that they did make got called back. So. Looks like we're on a penalty kill right now. They got to move your feet, guys. Be aggressive. Come on, cover somebody. Wow, you're just letting them do an easy change. Oh, this is going to end up in the back of the net. This is going to end up in the back of the net. I did think originally I thought that. I don't, now that he had his chance with the Rangers and they decided not to keep him, now I don't know. And you are right. I did say that, and I thought that, but. Yeah, that could be. I don't know about that. Gotcha, Jason. I guess I should have paid a little more attention to that. Thank you. Oh, I don't think he likes Ottawa. I really don't, Jeff.
He went there for the money.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to stay in New York, and his agent screwed that over. That's why he left his agent.
Yeah.
Right? That's why he left his agent. His agent screwed that over because he would have taken less money there. And his agent played hardball, and they said, bye. So I had a lot to do with it. I don't think he likes Ottawa either, and he's definitely not getting used right there.
It's not just that he's not getting used right. I think it's just the in general idea of him not being
They're
on a
playing
team
him on the third line. He's not a third line sniper. He's a sniper. He needs to be on the second or the first with like playmaker.
The team I actually would think that should go after him are the Islanders.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad one.
I think that's.
I think Ottawa. He went to Ottawa seeing a young team that he thought had a chance to win, and they've just had problems left, right, and center. I thought he would be a good veteran presence in that locker room, but I think that they've got a young team that's not listening. That's what it feels like to me.
I would put it on the coaching almost. I think that team's just not well coached, not well ran.
Oh, nice little move by Hofer to get that puck out. Come on, get this puck out. Oh, there now. I thought he misplayed that, but he didn't. God, I like Torpachenko's game so much.
That's a guy you got to keep in the system.
Yeah, I believe. I think that, and he's an RFA, so. So Blaze hasn't come back yet. Good defensive game by the Blues tonight. That's for sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're facing that big of a team, you know what I mean? And you're just able to keep it, sound. It's impressive.
Blues have 2 shots so far. Kevin Hayes that was the first 5-on-5 shot this period. Torpachenko's great for the money. I think he is. I like the kid. I've liked him for a while. And I've had that held against me.
Well, some people can't accept sometimes when there's positivity and, what could you do?
Oh, here we go. Come on. Oh, couldn't. Oh, Kyra couldn't get enough on it. That puck's still loose. Oh, Pareko, nice shot. There we go. Somebody broke a stick. Alexandrov did. Couple strong opportunities late. I know for a fact, Tereshchenko plays for the cup. That's all that matters to him. Stats and all that. Because I remember one time someone asked him about his goals. This was just before the Blues. And he said, the only thing that matters to me is winning the cup. My individual numbers don't matter.
Oh, I could so see that. But
to me,
you got to end this period strong.
yeah, I'll agree with you there. 1:25 to go in the period. Blues have finally gotten some shots. So they've gotten 3. They're now up to 4 shots. Shots are 17 to 11. So Vancouver's controlled the period. But the Blues are definitely.
The Canucks look tired.
That goal getting called back really kind of messed the Blues up.
Well, also the Canucks look tired.
Oh! Walker fell down. Had a wide open net and fell down. Got wide open net-itis there. Well, Shaggy, you can answer this question.
I'm a hockey fan. I'm a New York Rangers fan through and through. If it was Rangers Blues, the Blues fans would hate me. But playoffs, that type of thing wise, I'm a hockey fan. If this was a Coyote show, I'd be talking.
How many
Coyote.
times have the Blues and Rangers met each other in the playoffs, and what was the result?
Do you know the answer?
Yes, I do.
I have no clue. Twice.
Once, 1980, Rangers won in the second round 4-2. That was the year. That was our good year.
Yeah,
we had all the 20-goal scorers.
But that's I mean.
That's the year they didn't play. They didn't play conferences then.
Right.
They seeded them down that way. I think Blues were second overall that season. A bend don't break period. we'll take it. I mean, the Blues have got to come back and play a little more offensive. Keep some of them shots away, because if you keep letting those shots go in, one's going to go on you, one's going to go in. Hofer's played a hell of a game, right? Hell of a game. Are you looking it up, Shags?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a 1980 season.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And it was the second round.
Thing is
That was a season the Blues thought they were going to win a cup.
Yeah, but that was a good Ranger team, though. That was a good Ranger team.
That Ranger team didn't have 9 20-goal scorers on it.
It was a good Ranger team, though. It was a good Ranger team. That's a bad loss. I'm gonna have to go back and look highlights now at it.
I was right. Was that right?
Yeah.
4-2.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look back at that.
That's a team that had Federico, Suter, Zook. Who else? There's had Liut as a goaltender. I think Ed was still the backup, but he might have got traded that season. He might have still been our backup that season. That team had some guys. It is 2-0 Blues, right? That period, Blues were outshot 10-5 overall. Its shots are 17-12. Down by 2 points. Now the Blues had a goal called back. Jake Neighbors got a penalty for cross-checking during the goal, and it got called back. I don't know if that should have been called. Yes, it was a cross-checking, but should have been called. Probably not, because it didn't affect the goal. Right? It did not feel like it was grievous enough to me. And yeah. I think I'm having some internet issues. Still with me, Shags?
Yeah, the Rangers and Blues have played against each other in the playoffs actually on more than one occasion.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I can only think of the one. I only knew of the one. Uh-oh, he's back. Hey, Lance, you okay?
No, I had to run upstairs and try to find a charger. My phone was going dead.
Oh, okay. You went away so quick and you didn't say anything, so I was worried if maybe you didn't want to do it because me and Shags were talking or something like that.
No, I just got a thing showing I was at 3%.
Okay, no problem. Opinion on what you see here, because I'm dreaming, but I see whatever it takes mentality. I see that from Vancouver. I'd like to see it a little more from the Blues. I think now
1980, you said, right?
Yeah, that's the Lance. Maybe how many times have the Blues and Rangers met each other in the playoffs?
I know after the 80-81 season they did, because the Blues beat Pittsburgh in that first part
round
of the series,
they lost,
and then they lost to the Rangers in the second round.
Yeah.
They played the Blues in that. So they played the Kings in that first round.
No,
the Blues.
They played the Kings.
Who?
The Rangers beat the Kings 3-1.
No, we're talking about the Blues. The Blues played Pittsburgh, and then the Blues played the Rangers in the second round.
I think they in the first round.
Right. I'm saying the Rangers played the Kings, and then they played the Blues, and then the Blues lost to the
Rangers.
Lost to the Islanders.
No, we didn't beat you, did we?
No, we didn't beat you.
We beat the Rangers? I thought we lost.
No. The Blues.
We lost in the second round.
No, the Rangers beat the Blues 4-2 in that semifinal.
Yeah.
And then they lost. No, then they lost in the conference final.
Yeah, to the Islanders.
Swept by the freaking Islanders.
Yeah.
The Rangers did?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I can't look at this because the three teams that I'm most involved in, the Kings, who I absolutely cannot stand, the Blues, who I constantly think about, and then the Islanders, who are always just nagging. They faced all three of them in those playoffs. Man, that was an interesting year. I mean, if you look at the amount of goals scored in the playoffs, Rangers scored 5, 10, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, 7, 5, 7. No,
that was the beginning of the live puck era.
I mean, the goals being scored are just ridiculous. I mean, 10-3 against the Kings in the playoffs, that's not happening in your life.
We're nowhere near what we were playing in 19.
No.
Nowhere near, bud.
Hey, Shaggy, can you imagine how many more goals would have been scored if they wouldn't have had 2-line offsides back then?
Well, could you imagine if they had that much talent nowadays? There's barely the talent compared to back then is not close.
I remember those limited viewing seats. I seen a Pittsburgh game where I sat next to one.
Yep.
Right. They don't obviously they don't. I don't think any of the stadiums now have those.
No, I don't think so.
I think the last stadium that had that might have been in Boston. I think the Gardens, the Boston Gardens, was the last one, but they're in the Fleet Center now. So, I don't think any of the arenas out there have. Arenas built now are built with. The engineering has gotten to the point where they don't need to build that way to where you have to have those beams inside those beams there. It's definitely built a lot different. I've wanted to get a seat. If I ever move back to St. Louis, I'm going to start looking and find some of those. Okay, Phoenix had him in the 90s. Okay, wasn't sure. I could have been wrong.
My tickets for the Monday Night Miracle against Calgary, they were right next to the beam. They weren't behind it, but right next to it.
That was a hell of a game.
Yep.
Hell of a game. I saw one similar, but I think I saw it in 92. You okay, Lance?
Yep.
I saw a game similar to the Monday Night Miracle. It was game 6 in the first round against the Blackhawks, and the Blues ended up winning it like 6-5.
I gotta run. My baby just woke up. I'll be back soon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, no problem, bud. Neighbors is a fight away from a Gordy hat trick. Oh, I haven't mentioned that, but yeah, he is. I don't know if there'll be a fight in this game. It's kind of too close. If the Blues score another goal, then I could see one. All right. Both Neighbors and Thomas have had, in fact, that whole line has had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That whole line has had a good game. And it's helped my... I went into this game being down 6-12, and I think it was 8. Now it's 8, and 10. I've definitely come up in this game. Need a couple of goals, but I don't know if I'm going to get them. I ended up pulling an extra blue. I put Scandella and Blaze. I picked up Scandella and Blaze. Because it was one of those games where not a lot of teams were playing.
Yep.
And I had guys that I can drop and pick up later if I need them. I do. I get my points in the bottom of this stuff. I get my points through the hits, the blocks, takeaways, giveaways, the categories most guys don't pay attention to. I pay attention to those, and that's why I'm doing as well this season as I have been. Right, and then I do really well in goaltending. Yeah. 2-goal lead is not safe. I agree with that.
No, I'm going to tell you, they're very fortunate for it still being 2-0. Very fortunate.
What do you think? Do you think that should have been that penalty should have been called?
I don't know.
Was it a cross-check? Yes. Did it
Yes.
affect the play? No.
No.
Was it an egregious cross-check?
No.
Yes. Do cross-checks happen almost every shift that don't get called?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's my issue. That's where I'm at there.
I'll tell you, it wouldn't have been called
I
in
hope
the
not.
80s.
Say again?
It wouldn't have been called in the 80s.
Oh, no, not even close.
Mm-mm.
I hope they don't. If they sit back and play defense, we're going to overtime or we're losing.
Yeah.
Right? We're absolutely losing. You cannot sit back. You have got the bend don't break doesn't work there.
The bend don't break doesn't work for 60 minutes.
Yeah. Bend don't break gets you the 2-0 lead. Now you've got
And-
you've got to, because they're going to start making mistakes because they've got to be aggressive offensively.
Yeah.
That's where you've got to push it and find the mistakes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Berube had when he was here, is bend, don't break, and take advantage of their mistakes.
Well, he didn't want to play any. Can't play not to lose. I agree, Dan.
Yeah, I agree.
They need to bring it. Yeah, I absolutely think they do. You need to find that they're going to be aggressive. They're down 2 goals. They're by the 5 to 10, somewhere in the 5 to 10 minute mark, they're going to start getting over aggressive.
Yeah, and the
And
best.
if you can keep them from scoring in that first 5 to 10 minutes to when they start getting over aggressive, that's when they're going to make mistakes, and that's when you got to pounce.
The best thing for the Blues to do would be to get ahead 3 to nothing or 4 to nothing, and still attack. But then that really puts the pressure on Vancouver.
I agree.
And
No, I was
going
talking about.
going into the third period, 2 to nothing against a team like Vancouver, it does scare me a little bit.
So sometimes Lance just doesn't feel well enough to be on camera, so I let him not go on camera, and he decided to take his picture down, and that's fine. This is what if you don't have your camera up, like if I turn my camera off right now, that's what you would see on me.
Yeah.
Right. Right there.
Yep.
Same thing, unless I added a picture there. Right. So that's why it's like that. And I don't have I know what's going on with Lance. Like I said earlier, he's the only guy that I will allow on the show without a camera.
Yeah, I haven't been feeling good, and I got dark circles under my eyes, and I just
Looks tough in their ozone. They do look tough, but you just got to keep playing hard.
the Canucks
playing hard.
the Canucks right now are one of the top teams in the league.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
defensive come up big so far. It has, and it's got to keep going.
And
Right.
this is why I've always said that if Rick Tocchet, when Rick Tocchet was in Arizona,
Yeah.
if he would have been given good players, that team would have been really good.
Yeah. He's coaching Vancouver very well.
Yeah.
Right. I think isn't he one of the All-Star coaches?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken. If the Flyers keep playing the way they've been playing overall,
Mhm.
It's going to be tough to pick a coach of the year.
Yeah. Just going through my my pounding of messages I get during games.
Hmm.
Dun-dun-dun. Where are we at here? Ricky Ticky is pissed. I hope his upset team. He upset his team in the locker room. I don't know if he'll upset his team in the locker room. What is the best part of your day, Lance?
The best part of my day?
Yeah.
It just depends day by day.
Flyers coach, if they play like they have all year, is coach of the year since nobody thought they would be good.
That's why I said it.
But see, no one thought Vancouver was going to. People thought Vancouver might make the playoffs as like the 5th team. Not that they were going to be the best in the West. I think what Tasha done in Vancouver is a little more impressive than what Tortorella has done in Philadelphia, because Tortorella's done it before.
Yeah, but I think Tortorella's dealing with. He's got a talented roster, but it's nowhere near as talented and stacked as Vancouver's roster.
Yeah, but I don't think Toshit's taken a roster and done this before, where Tortorella has taken numerous rosters and done the same thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but that doesn't.
Which surprises you more, that Tocchet has this team number one, or that Tortorella has his team where he has them?
Tortorella, because he's dealing with less talent.
See, I think it's the other way around, because Tortorella's done it before.
So it doesn't matter.
He did it in Columbus.
You can have a guy win the Coach of the Year 5 times, and if he takes over a team that's not so good 10 years later, that 5 times before has got nothing to do with it.
Vancouver has a St. Louis kid, Cole McWard. Didn't think he's up with. I don't think he is either. Nathan, the reason that we had one shot in that 4 minutes of the power play had a lot more to do with Vancouver than it did with the Blues. Now, it did have something to do with the Blues, but I think it had a lot more to do with Vancouver's penalty kill. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand. They don't give credit to the other team for what they do. Listen, we make a kill. Oh my goodness. It was because our team, our penalty kill was so great. Never how bad their power play was. When their team makes a kill, it's always because how bad our power play is. Never because of how good their kill was.
Vancouver.
I see that all the time.
Yeah, Vancouver played aggressive and perfectly on that 4-minute power play.
I feel like that too.
Yep. They were aggressive and went after. Anytime a player touched the puck, somebody was right there on him.
The Flyers have hole. All teams do. That's what makes figuring your team out late and sneaking into the playoffs gives you advantage. It can. Right? That's the thing right now. The reason that we're up 2-0 is that we've capitalized on Vancouver's mistakes, as no matter how well they've played. Like in the first period, it was even. In the second period, they outplayed us. We're still up 2-0. Mm-hmm. We're up 2-0 because in the first period, even though it was even, we capitalized on some mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And be honest, it should be 3-0. They got lucky. So we'll see. Let me know when you see puck drop, let me know. Are you watching the game?
Yeah, I've just turned it to another show for a second, but I can turn it back.
No, because I just want to make sure. So I'm going to say puck drop when they drop the puck. You guys let me know if I'm ahead or behind.
All right.
Puck drop. During the intermissions, they do fake commercials, and sometimes I get behind.
I just now got the puck drop.
Okay, so I'm ahead of you then.
Yep.
Ahead of him, I'm behind Jason. I'm behind. How far behind am I? Because you guys have a 15-second delay. That's
I'm at 19. I'm at 19 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, I'm at 19:28 and counting.
So you're 14 seconds ahead of me.
Looks like I'm close. Like I said, I'm at 19:06 and counting. They scored. I was worried about that. There you go. Yeah, I was worried about that. Oh my goodness. So now you've got to really get back. So worried. I said it. I said it at the I said it at the in the intermission, didn't I? Right? Oh yeah. That's the thing that has hurt that wasn't a bad rebound, but the guys in front of him couldn't get their sticks on it and get it cleared. Yeah. Oh, what did I do, Jason? Why are you mad at me? Jason, don't be mad at me.
No, he
Sorry,
didn't mean
I don't
that.
know what I did, Jason.
No, he's saying F the game. I'm leaving for a while.
Made it interesting. Gets your attention and keeps your adrenaline flowing. Yeah, but it's a good team over there, and I've said that. You know, the bend don't break.
Yeah.
And now you're breaking a little bit.
And
you
a lot
can
of
call
times,
that a bend, but when if it was 3-0, I'd call that a bend. When it's 2-0, I call that a break.
yeah. And when you've got a good team, when they start playing well and they get a goal, they smell blood.
Oh, yes. Well, there you go. Woohoo! That was a slick little move. I think that was Walker. Was that Walker?
No, it was Hayes to Torpchenko.
Was it Torpchenko?
Yep, Hayes to
Or Hayes?
Torpchenko.
Did Hayes get it? I didn't see who got it.
Torpchenko scored. Hayes passed him the puck.
Oh, yeah, right there. Net front presence. Happy dance.
See, there's Hayes with the puck.
Yep. Net front presence. Wow.
He's
nice
coming back
little move.
around. There goes Torpchenko. Yep, Torpchenko got it.
That was huge. That was huge. Looked like a torpedo. Don't touch my puck. That was a big answer.
Yep, nice way to answer their goal.
39 seconds. That's how you answer. Wow.
Yep.
That really does make a change. Wow, huge. Right? Wow. I'm liking this. I mean, the goal, it was bound to happen, but overall, the play of this whole game overall, I mean, if you want to sit there and bang them for the third, only getting 4 shots, great, but they're playing a great team, and I feel like they've played with them the whole game. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it feels like it. You still with me, Lance, or did I lose you?
No, I'm with you. I'm just
Okay.
watching.
Dan agrees. Hey, Dan, how you doing, man? Thank you. Hey, Dan, don't forget to put that thumb in the air. Let me know that you like the show. I'd appreciate it. Michael Edwards, Nathan Myers, Anthony Stewart, Aaron Culture, David A.C., Robert Murray, and so many more. Thank you. All right. I mean, Hofer's played great. And I haven't called him Huso yet. All right. Oh, that was a little miss. Wow! Did Bosser miss, or did Hofer get a piece of that?
I think Hofer got a piece of it.
Piece of that. I hope they show that.
Yeah, I can tell by the way he's doing his stick. Yeah. Hofer got a piece of that.
He got a piece of that, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's why my mouth was open. That was a hell of a save. That's the Hofer I've been waiting to see. The guy that makes the saves you're not supposed to make. Well, Dan, don't forget to tell all your Blues friends about us, hoping we can get more people watching us.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
We do the best we can, man. We're trying to just give you our opinions, whether honest or whatnot, but how we feel. And we even got a like from Dan. Wow, cool. We actually don't do bad on the likes. We do about 20 to 25 likes, and considering we're right around 75 to 100 views, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, we're going to the penalty kill. Looks like it's on Pareko.
Yep.
And then they're see, I hate the cross-checking call, because if you're going to call once, call it all the time. All right?
Yeah,
'Cause there's
because
so much of it
I'm the
that goes
same way.
goes on.
As long as you're persistent, as long as you're the same and you call it the same way every game, I've got no problem with it.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent.
Oh, he got his stick on it. Balser partially missed. Yeah, I think he got a stick on that.
Yeah, that's why it went up so high. He got the handle of his stick on it.
Yeah, I think he did. Well, here we go. Got to kill this. You need a big kill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You need you need this kill. You take this kill down, and you're at 13-28. You're getting them into that zone of where they're going to have to start pressing, right? I'm not going to be greedy and ask for a shorty, though it could happen. Oh, nice move. Possible. I don't know if neighbors might. I couldn't get that one cleared. He was on his offhand, backhand. I wish he would have fired that a different way. Oh, good save there. Ah, damn it. And you know what? The penalty kill wasn't bad there. Penalty kill wasn't bad. I think Hofer tried to play that. That's on Hofer, though. I will say that.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, he's got to get to that corner like that and do what he does. And the guy was wide open. That's the defense's fault.
Yeah. So were you being facetious there or not? I'm not sure.
I'm sure that he would like it back, but I don't put anything.
That was all on. No, I'm looking at it now. That was all on him.
Nah, I don't agree with you.
Watch how he plays this. See how he's turned? I mean, if he doesn't play, you can't. The second that thing's off, you got to get back in the net. He's still turned looking at the net.
He was back.
He barely got back. This game's now got a nice little interesting configuration to it.
That there was nobody in front of the net. Like, he was wide open.
Need to answer back.
That'd be nice.
I know I'm talking to a goalie, but it doesn't mean that the way I see things, right? I feel like he once that puck was off his stick, like he couldn't touch it anymore, he should have been turned back around. He waited too long, and that's the time of the pass. The time he waited was the time for that pass. Yes, somebody didn't cover the guy, but at the same time, I mean, if Hofer turns, he's able to set better on that, and he wasn't set when that puck got fired.
I will tell you right now, the Blues coaching staff nor the players blame Hofer for that goal.
Say what?
I can tell you right now that none of the coaching staff or the players blame him for that goal.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, and I respect your opinion. That was just my opinion.
Okay. He's a good puck handler. Sometimes I think he takes that too far, you know.
I will say the one thing, if he's gonna go back there and get that puck, he needs to clear it further than that little tap that he did.
Yeah,
I will agree with that.
To me, the fact that he just stayed looking at it. Yes, Lance played in AAA.
Yep.
Or A.
AAA.
You did. I didn't know if you made AAA or not.
AAA, and then I had a college scholarship offer from Minnesota Duluth.
Okay. But you didn't play minors, right?
No, I did not play. I did not play in the juniors, either A or B.
Yeah.
It's called.
What a save!
It's called life and having to work to help your family out.
Yeah. Yep. No, I get it. No, yeah, I talked about that earlier, Jeff.
Yep.
I talked about that earlier. I said that earlier. I just, and here's my point, right? He first plays that puck, and he tries to really play that puck like he wants to hit it into the boards and clear it around, but it bounces off his stick.
Yeah, he didn't hit
Like
it hard
he
enough.
loses it. Huh?
I like I said with you, he should have put a little more effort into how he cleared it instead of just tapping at it.
Okay, but here's my thing. It's after he lost it that he's still looking at it instead of getting his body back turned into the net. To me, as soon as he no longer has possession of that puck, he needs to be back in the net. He absolutely needs to be back in the net. And because he doesn't get back in the net right away, I don't know if that. Oh, second 4-goal game of the year. I thought he's like game of the year. Yeah, okay, he's a great player.
Yeah, that's why. But people argue that say, that still say Crosby is one of the top 2 players in the league. And no, I'm sorry. To me, Nathan McKinnon.
Hold on. They're playing the Caps with Lindgren. Lindgren is nothing but a backup goalie.
I know.
Let him do that against one of the top goalies in the league. Right? That's the thing.
I was totally shocked when Washington signed him to a 3-year contract because you know why? The only other team that would even think about offering him a contract was the Blues, and it was going to be for 1 year because they thought Hofer would be ready, but it was going to be for just 1 year, and he didn't want it. And Vancouver was the only not Vancouver, Washington was the only other team that offered him a contract.
Oh, he is having a great game. He's other than that second goal. I'm sorry, I know Lance doesn't, but I put the second goal on him.
I personally thought he got away pretty quick considering the position he was in up against that net to turn around like he did.
Yeah, but he should have been turned around a lot sooner. I think if you go back and look at it, Lance, and you look at how long he's looking at the puck down there.
I did. I was able to rewind it.
All right. Do you see what I'm saying now?
I understand what you're saying, but I think the issue is he didn't clear it out far enough. I think that was the issue.
Yeah.
Because if he clears it out far enough, the Vancouver player can't get to it. But I'll tell you, most goalies in that situation, in the position he was at when the shot was taken with somebody that wide open, 90% of the time it's going to go in.
Oh, I agree. But my point is that I think he could have gotten into a better position if he would have turned much quicker. If he would have, once he lost that puck, instead of standing there looking at it, gotten back in the net, when it came out, he'd have been squared up and he'd been farther out of the net to where that guy couldn't have scored.
I don't agree with you, but I understand why you're saying it.
Shots this period are 8-2 in favor of Vancouver. Wow. And Vancouver's got 2 goals this period.
Yeah,
Joshua's doing really well for Vancouver.
Yeah, let's see some pressure coming on the offensive end for the Blues as opposed to being in the defensive zone all the time.
Yeah.
Because against a good team, you can bite the bullet so much, and you can bend so much, but you're only able to bend so much.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'd like to see him get that puck down there. I mean, at the 10-minute mark, you needed to be up by 2. Now that you're up by 1, they're not going to press. They don't have to press yet. They don't have to press till the 2. They've got 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost 9 minutes.
I'd
say 8 minutes before they need to press now.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what Talk had probably said after the second, third period. Guys, we're down, but we're playing well. Just keep doing what you're doing, because they weren't playing bad.
Yeah, I had agreed with that.
Yeah.
If the Blues can score another one, then Vancouver's got to press. Oh,
yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, if the Blues can score another one, they're going to start pressing. They're going to start bringing their defensemen up a lot sooner than they would have. Oh, Hughes got hurt? Did he hurt his shoulder?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he got hit right into the boards.
Oh, God, that hurts. Oh, that hurts.
We're lucky that didn't get called.
Oh, that hurts.
That could have been a boarding.
I
don't know if it would have been a boarding. It could have been a roughing.
I heard a guy right behind the goal one time get hit into the boards and pop his shoulder, and I thought he'd broken it, but he just popped it out of place, and it was loud.
Yeah, he's having a hard time right now.
Yeah, he needs to go. Yep.
Yeah,
you know
3-2 Blues, bud. 3-2 Blues.
I want the Blues to win, but he's a fun young player to watch, and it's sad to see a guy get hurt like that, because he's such a good player.
Oh, all the Hughes brothers are.
Yeah. You know what? People can talk about the Sutters being the family of the hockey world, but you know what? The Sutters were grinding type of players. The best scorer out of all of them was Brian. Brian Sutter was the best scorer out of all of them, and he was the better player out of all of them.
Yeah.
But I tell you, these Hughes brothers, if they get if they have some sons and they come back up, they could have a pretty good family link to say about the NHL.
If you added up all the Sutters' goals, would they be more than Gretzky and his brother?
No.
Are you sure?
What about?
I am positive.
What about the Stalls?
Huh?
What about Jordan Stahl, Mark Stahl?
Yeah.
Well, there's an old trivia question. What pair of brother or what family members has the most goals?
I think all 3 of the Hughes brothers are going to be better than the 2 Stahl brothers.
And the answer is Gretzky, because Gretzky's got 900 and whatever, or 800 and whatever, and then his brother had 1.
Don't get me started on the Sundins, because I don't like them. They were the type of guys that would try to dish it out. When anybody dished it back, they would whine and complain.
Oh, the Sedins? I don't know.
Yeah, I used to call them the Sedin sisters.
Guy, I didn't let you know, by the way, that it happens to be that. I mean, it's 14 minutes past, but yesterday was my birthday, pretty much.
Oh, happy birthday, Shags!
Yeah.
I don't have you on. See, now I do this. I no matter what. When I get a birthday alert on Facebook, I open it up and I go back and I make sure that I say happy birthday to all my friends list.
I don't know how to use Facebook.
Yeah. So I don't have you on there, so I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday, Shags.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
How old's your kid?
I have about a 18th month old and another one that's 1 month old.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't know you just had a baby too.
Yeah, I did. I did tell you that. Yeah, but I.
Do you know what, Shaggy? That's almost what me and my wife's first two were. They were 18 and a half months apart.
Yeah.
Mine are 16 months apart.
Well,
That's tough.
I mean that's tough, but I mean
It is tough.
Yeah, but I mean
Better
like
than being 9 months apart.
I found that like the first two, it's like you want the first two to like have a good connection and really keep each other busy. After that, you could sort of like slow it down a little bit because like it's like your first two you want to really have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My wife and I, after we had the first two, we said we need to wait at least 3 or 4 more years. And we waited about 3.5 years before we had our third one. And they all get along. They all love each other, and they're all good. They're all good men. So
yeah.
So my oldest was 15 months, 15 months.
Yeah.
When
my
her
kids
sister was born.
My kids are 32, 30, and 27.
A little older than me.
Yeah. But then my wife and I got married when I was 20 and she was 18. So,
mine are 29 and 27.
Not bad.
Do you want to have more kids, Shaggy?
29 and 28.
What?
Do you want to have more kids, Shaggy?
Oh yeah, I do. But
okay, cool.
But like I feel like that's something that I'll think about.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like my wife's the type where she's like,
Ooh,
I want like 25 kids.
I don't think she does.
And I'm like, I'll see what I could do about that.
Yeah, you know what I would tell her?
Wants 25 kids.
Hey, Shaggy, it's like I used to tell my family members after we had 3, about 5, 6 years after that. Well, why don't you go for a 4th and try to have a girl? I said, number one, there's only 24 hours in the day. I can't work and make any more money than I already do. And number two, I just don't think I can, have enough to give 4 kids. I've always told people in my mind, have 3. If you're going to have 4, go ahead and have 4. But I'd personally never have 5 or 6 kids.
Jeff
that would wear me out.
Jeff said I should get more puppies. 2 is enough. Jeff, I will tell you something. My wife will not allow me to have a goldfish in the house.
Oh wow. Well, do you have a house or an apartment?
Person. What?
Are you in a house or an apartment?
I'm in an apartment, but it's a 2-bedroom apartment with like a dining room and a playroom in it. And
that's cool.
It's more of like a nicer apartment. Yeah.
And you know what? Having your kids that close, like you said, a lot of times they'll be really close to each other. And my older two.
Oh, my daughters are really close to each other.
My older two are very close. They're close to their youngest brother, but my older two are closer. And because they're so close when they got old to be teenagers, the other one never felt that they were left out because they had the same group of friends.
Yeah. My daughters actually, once they hit high school, they ended up with different groups of friends.
Did they?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 total.
Well, you know what?
They're very close, but their personalities are completely opposite.
Yeah, I think guy with girls, that's probably more common.
Yeah.
Well, Shaggy, I know what to send you guys as an anniversary gift. I'll get you a couple goldfish.
Oh, 2-on-1. Come on, Walker. Oh, good shot. Torp kind of overskated that, but good shot there. Nice opportunity.
Yep. Nice pressure. I like the pressure.
Yeah. See, they're starting to press. This is what I was talking about. Oh, there's now they're starting to capitalize off the mistakes. They're starting to press, and we're starting to capitalize. All right, I agree they got to get it out of the zone, but you got to remember this is what. Surprisingly, they're pressing already. I thought they had another couple of minutes before they needed to press. They're pressing now. This is when you definitely don't break here, but.
And you know what? They're playing consistently like they always have in every game I've watched. If they play the same a lot of times, and I said earlier, until the last couple minutes of the game, if they are behind, they do press a little bit, but they play the same. They're very aggressive against other teams. They don't lay back a lot.
Yeah. Neighbors tipped it down, but see, that's. Oh, there we go. See now we're playing defense, and that concerns me. You can't play defense with this team. Right? You're trying to make them go 200 feet, and if you're going to make them go see, this is the thing. Someone brought this up yesterday. You know, if you dump it down there, you make them have to go 200 feet. But when you make them, if it's only good if you're actually for that from in their defensive zone. If you're, making it harder for them to get the puck out of it. If they just pass the puck right away and they're in the neutral zone, it's no different than them getting the puck in the neutral zone to begin with.
Yeah, one thing I would like to see.
Oh, that puck went right through the zone.
Is more shots on goal.
Yeah,
I was mentioning that before, that that the part of this team that is interesting is that I said specifically with Shen is that when he shot 6 and 5 shots in each of those games, he did score a goal because, when you have a player like that who's quite talented and you're not shooting enough.
Oh, man. Now we're going to go on a penalty kill.
Yeah,
this is going to suck.
Did you hear me say I'm going to get you some goldfish for your anniversary?
Oh, thank you.
Just see that way your wife can't. She can't tell you no.
Touch that puck. Somebody get up there. I don't touch that puck.
It's really, I think, when the kids bring home those goldfish from either they want it.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's when you get no choice,
Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's exactly right.
That's
when the wife goes, you know what? You're, as long as you take care of it, just keep it in your room and don't get me involved and don't drink the water.
They called another
cross-checking.
Massive penalty kill. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pull the goalie and go 6-on-4. I would not be surprised.
I would be surprised.
3:51 left.
If they were behind by 2 goals, you might see that. I don't think they'll do it behind 1 goal.
I don't think they'll do it.
If they'll do it at the 1 minute mark.
If
1 minute mark of the penalty. At the 1 minute mark of the penalty.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right. But absolutely, on this penalty kill, they will be pulling the goalie and going 6-on-4.
I think
right?
they
did have a too many men on the ice that wasn't called. It could have been a coincidental 4-on-4. But once a penalty goes, it's really hard sometimes to get that second penalty called. Yep. I mean, this is. You stole a game yesterday. Don't let one get stolen from you. All right. Did you see that game yesterday for the Blues at all, Shags?
What? Yeah, of course.
They stole that game. Absolutely stole that game from Calgary.
Are you following the Australian Open?
No, I'm not.
I normally do, but I haven't been watching it.
No, just the second seed is out.
Oh, really?
Men or women?
Men's.
Men. Here we go. That's
the young guy who beat Djokovic, Alcaraz. He's out.
Huh. That's shocking.
I find that weird.
That is weird.
I didn't watch it. Usually I started watching a little bit of tennis. It's become like enjoyable for me because it's like a
they should have, but it's hard to get that called. I don't know about that. Not when you're down.
If I'm the Blues here, I don't like the way they're looking. They look very aggressive right now. I think I
would if you can keep them until they set up. If you can keep them from setting up and keep them pushing.
I know, but with the way the refs have been, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You have. Oh wow. Nice play, Buchnevich.
Let me ask you this, Shaggy.
You ahead of me? I'm at 302, Shag.
Do people in New York miss Buchnevich?
No.
I'm
We don't miss him. We do feel like that trade, if it didn't happen right now, I think the Rangers would be better than any team in the NHL with him in that top 6 or even in top 9.
Yeah.
But the part of me that I think that hurts the most with Buchnevich, see, I noticed how injury prone he got actually after that. So I'm a little happy that we avoided that, that the Rangers avoided that. Maybe it's just that I don't know what it was. Maybe he didn't try as hard to keep himself
30
in shape.
seconds to go in this kill.
The
I
part
can't
of
believe they
the
haven't
part
pulled the
that
goalie
hurts-
yet.
The part that hurts me with Buchnevich is that his style of play would have been perfect for this team.
Yep.
It's not that I actually think that I miss him. I think just he would have fit very well with this team.
Yep.
I actually could see the Rangers calling up the Blues, trying to get him back possibly.
I don't see that.
I don't see the Blues moving him. I think the Rangers will only make a move to get rid of players than to actually bring in players.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, they're in the same boat as most teams.
Big kill, huge kill for the Blues.
They're in the same boat as most teams. If they're going to make a move, it's going to have to be a dollar per dollar contract type of move.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just dollar for dollar. I also think that the Rangers could give up on like a guy like, I know people will think I'm crazy, but like you could give up on a Keandre Miller who you just signed if you feel like he's been a slack off. Then you know what I mean. Like you could technically do that, but you have to realize, as much as you're a win now team, you don't want to be a win now and screw myself later.
That's right. You don't want to win now and screw yourself over for the next 4 years.
Exactly.
I think you got to get rid of one of your number 1 picks.
You're not getting rid of Kako. They're actually undefeated with Kako in a sense, except for they're very much better defensively with Kako.
Yep.
Because Kako is a
maybe you get rid of.
I've always loved Kako since he came out of the draft. Always loved him.
Yeah, he's a two-way forward, so he's really a guy that they're hoping could find something offensively and just add to his defense.
Yep.
I think I'm more of a fan of trading him though, because of the fact that the problem with the Rangers has, I'm not a fan of trading him because of the fact that the Rangers' problem has been defense. So bringing in a defensive forward will only help. I think the guy that maybe number 1, you got to get rid of Goodrow. The second guy,
guys, hold on a sec. Keiko.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I feel like the second guy that's got to go, and people will hate me for this. I could say it on a Blues thing. I'm a big fan of Ryan Lindgren going.
Yeah, he's good.
He's very good.
Yep.
He's a great, defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
He's been injury prone. He puts himself out there.
Yeah,
but
he
in
does.
a sense, the problem with the Rangers is very possibly that they're just too weak at forward, and you have to give to get.
Yeah. I think they're good when it comes to center wise, but there's something they're lacking on that. I would say on their third line, especially.
Yeah, third line and right wing third line, pretty much.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like you could find yourself a third liner.
Oh yeah, you can.
That maybe I feel like you see. I would love for them to look out there for some guy who may not be doing good with this team, but who fits either the offense or has a high upside. That's why I like the Blake Wheeler.
Yeah. Well, here we go, guys. And you're not going to like
upside,
this. Let's watch this.
Yep.
I actually think that Blake Wheeler in the playoffs is going to be really good to watch.
Yeah, he's normally good in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
They tied it with 51 seconds left. Yep.
Are you
go
kidding
against
me?
us.
No.
Guy, you left. That's why they scored.
Yep.
Yeah.
You left. You
Unfortunately, I
didn't
had
take
to.
defense.
Blame it on Guy.
Well, I could blame it on Guy because Guy knows himself that well, if you look at the replay of that goal, I mean, Hofer made a great first save.
Yeah, he did.
That first save, and then that went off the post, and then that kick save. You know what? That's one of those where like Hofer. Well, first of all, now you're gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Hofer played his brains out on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Hofer overplayed that one. In fact, I think actually He overplayed that.
Yeah.
I think if that's Bennington, he saves that one.
Yeah.
And sits up.
Well, I mean, the Blues lost this because they went into a prevent defense, basically. Here this period they have what 5 shots. Shots are 14-5. You know,
All right, we're hoping we're gonna
it's
have
really
overtime.
hard to win games when you only have 17 shots in a whole game.
I mean,
and
they
think
held,
about this: we had a goal called back.
But I mean, in a certain way, I almost feel like this was a game that you knew you were going to get outshot. They're such a good game. They're such a good team.
Yep.
Yeah, but you shouldn't get doubled up. Outshot is one thing, doubled up is another.
No, I understand.
Now they're just going to let it go to overtime. Now they're just going to let it go to overtime.
You know what? You're facing a team that's averaging around those amount of shots per game.
Yep.
Guy, no matter what you tell me, they're averaging those amount of shots per game. You're not.
They're averaging 28 a game.
Okay, but they scored 3 more. Guy, you got the idea though.
Yeah.
One of the top teams who's is going to
but
put
we
on
shouldn't have. But we should have been shooting.
You should have had more. It's not that it's not. You don't look at it and go, "Oh, we got doubled." See, this is where I hate.
Why are they throwing? Did somebody get a hat trick? Yeah, Suter got a hat trick.
No.
Wow.
Suter hat trick?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it.
Okay.
He's got all 3 of their goals.
Yeesh. Also, McKinnon had 4 tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Honestly,
thank you.
Who cares? Yeah. When McDavid does it, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy." When McKinnon does it,
I even said that earlier.
Yeah.
We won one. We stole one. Don't get one stolen from you, and we just had one stolen from us.
Yeah, Shaggy, people get shocked when they say, who are the top 2 guys you would take in the league? And when I tell them number one of the top 2 would be McKinnon, they think I'm crazy.
No. One is McDavid, 2 is McKinnon,
yep.
3 is
no, I don't think so. I don't think he's part of. Is he part of the Suter family?
It's McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Draisaitl.
I'm not sure, David. I'd have to look.
And then if you want to go by just this year, JT Miller.
Yeah. If you want to go by this year, yeah.
But if you want to go in general, it's been those 4 at the top every single year. I mean, you got to put up there Makar and Hedman and Kucherov this year. This is the thing, though, is I felt like Kucherov this year has been, because of the fact that the Lightning has really lost a lot. Kucherov is like doing a lot more himself.
Yes, he
it
is.
shows you how good he is himself.
He's trying to take over more.
Yeah, and he's been great. But again, I don't think a guy like Kucherov's gonna. I don't.
No, he's not. He's from Switzerland.
I don't believe that Kucherov's going to go ahead and pick apart teams in the playoffs. And just
guy, were they asking if he's a Sutter or Suter?
He has to be. He has to be as part of the Suter dynasty.
Is he related to Dan Suter?
No,
I didn't know any Suter dynasty out there.
No. I think there's a coach Suter, right? So.
Yeah, 3-3. Here we go. We're no team.
Well, you've got Suter for the defense in Dallas.
Yeah,
that's Ryan.
Ryan, yeah.
His dad was on the 80 Olympic team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his dad was actually the first player to pass.
What do we have? What do we have coming up?
Ooh, that wasn't coming up.
The Winter or Summer Olympics?
Huh?
What do we have? Winter or Summer Olympics?
Should be winter, I think.
Summer,
right? Summer, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, summer.
Yep.
Weak shot.
Very weak.
I don't know.
Well, you guys are ahead of me then. Yeah.
Very
from
weak
Thomas.
shot.
Yeah. I think they almost feel. Oh, they got. Oh no!
Oh, what a save!
What a save! Oh, but that was bad. We're gonna give it right there. Oh, Pedersen lost it. Wow. I thought Hofer just screwed up. I thought Hofer absolutely screwed up there. I thought he made a great save and then made a bad play. Uh-oh.
I'm lowering the volume.
Sorry.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
2 points. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, man.
Hey, Guy, isn't it strange how you and I called out Shin for not playing well this year, and all of a
Yeah, I
sudden
know.
he's going?
This was literally, we spent 20 minutes tonight discussing him and the fact
Yeah.
that he doesn't shoot.
Yep. And that's a happy dance. I get it, man. It is. What a game.
This is literally, you know what, Guy, we spoke that one into living.
Maybe. we needed
You know
that.
what? Guy, we're going to start talking trash about a couple other Blues players, okay?
Yeah. Maybe. Hofer played great tonight.
Yeah, he did.
I
Well,
can't
you
even
know
guess
what?
stars of the game. Last night, the Blues, what'd they do? They shut out a team, right? 3-0. 3-0. Had a 3-0 shootout. Was that what it was? Or no? They won that game in 4-3, and
Yep.
2 of the stars were from the losing team.
Yep.
So I can't even go by it. You know, Suter's going to be one. He won't be the number one. Chen will probably be number one. I would go, the way I would think about this would be Neighbors, Suter, Shin. That's how I do it, but I'm pretty sure it won't be that way.
I would probably, you won't agree with me.
Go for it.
I will go Shen, Suter,
Shen won?
Hofer.
Well,
Shen,
I
Suter,
went
Hofer.
so I went 3-2-1. I went 3-2-1 is how I went.
Okay, I went.
So
I'm
Shen-
saying I went 1, 2, 3. Shen, Suter, Hofer.
I don't think Hofer will be. I mean, he faced enough shots, but he still gave up 3 goals. I don't think he will be. Not
If
giving
it's
up
not
but
Hofer, if it's not Hofer, it's Shen, Suter. It's Shen, Suter.
Shooter, probably Neighbors with the goal and assist.
Thomas.
Thomas had 2 assists. All
I'm
right,
telling you, Neighbors is gonna get scrubbed.
might. I'm waiting to see. I mean, it's a big win, and this is the first time the Blues are over Kyrie's streak of getting a shot on goal. Did it? Oh wow, I didn't realize that. Did it, Jason? Are you right? Did Kyrie not get a shot on goal? You are correct. Wow, Kyrie's streak ends tonight. Did not get one on there. Did it play Monatel? No, they don't.
No,
they don't. They used to have an award for stars of the game.
I think the number that really defines a lot of this game is the block shots.
Yep.
23 to 15.
Yep.
Yeah,
That just tells you how much the Blues played hard. They played really hard. They did not turn over that puck that much. I mean, face-offs were pretty much even. They out-hit them by a couple.
Yep.
And who do we got as the 3 stars?
I don't think it's come up yet. I'm waiting. Let me do another refresh to be fresh. See if it's coming up. Yeah, I'm not getting it come up yet.
Should be a good game against the Kraken on Friday.
Oh, should be a really good game now. Right? That's a late one too, guys.
Yeah, 8:30.
8:30? Well, that's when
the pregame comes on at 8:30.
Yeah. So I come on at that time. I come on when the pregame comes on. Well, you're right, Sister JJ. Bring out the Zamboni. 3 in a row. Is that 3? No, it's only 2 in a row.
I thought
Is
it was
it? No,
2.
3 in a row. It is 3
All
in a row.
right, Guy, this has been fun. My kid is going nuts. All right.
Okay,
All right,
no problem,
thanks,
man.
Shaggy.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.
I'll be gone here in a few minutes anyways. I'm just waiting to see the stars come up.
Well, the stars are out. Just look up in the sky.
No, don't be a jackass. I'm waiting for the 3 stars of the game to come up, and it's not. When it's the away team, they don't come up that quick.
No, they don't.
Reason. Right. The home team, it usually comes up pretty quick, but when it's still for the Blues, when it's the home team, it comes up pretty quick. But for the away, when it's the away team, it seems like Just won't come up. I can actually see them making Suter number 1 star in a loss. I have Neighbors third, Suter second, and Shen first. That's the way I had it. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. Don't know if there'll be a show tomorrow. There might. We'll see how I feel. Tomorrow's a maybe. Let me give him a couple more refreshes to be fresh. See if something comes up. Yeah, I'm not getting it to come up. So could be a couple different things. Let's see here. Yeah. Kraken are up 5-2 on the Blackhawks. And the Kings and Sabres are tied at 3 with 17:36 to go. Every other game is final. We've kind of already covered those.
Yeah.
So, guys, have a great one. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, the 3 stars of the night are not coming up. I usually like to stay on, but when I'm hitting refresh and my computer's not refreshing or something going on. So, guys, have a great night. Thank you. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you on Friday. Ravtar says, "What a win!" You're right, but I mean, actually, they almost lost this game when they were up 3-1. They gave up a 2-goal lead again, 2-goal leads actually. So that's something to be, well, no, 1 2-goal lead, something to be concerned about. I agree. Good, you did, John.
Guy, it was 2-0, and then it was 2-1, and then it was 3-1. So there was a
3-1,
2-goal leads.
No, well, because the first one they didn't give it up. They never gave up the lead. They still maintained the lead. It was just a 1-goal lead. They didn't give it up. So, guys, have a great night. I'm going to call it. My screen's not refreshing right, or it's not coming up with the stars of the game. So I'm going to call it. Lance, thank you so much.
No problem.
Like I say, boys, it's your turn.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you.